Basically.
Yeah. Bringing up that...
Under the sea, I just got the sweater, now it got wetter, take it from me. I walk in the room and then I say, why can't Drew admit he's gay? No thanks, I just had gum.
Thank you!
Do fuck your dad.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Credit Zero in this January 2022. The pod. Fuck me.
You almost did it! The podcast by After School Arcade!
Like one word left.
That's good enough, that's good enough!
Welcome, I'm Leslie.
I'm Sweet!
I'm Drew.
I'm Luke.
I'm Daryl.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a fun-filled year of 2022 for y'all. Maybe we're gonna do one improv show. We don't know.
It'll probably be in like November if it happens.
Yeah, did we do a single improv show in 2021? I don't think
No,
so.
we didn't.
No.
We
God.
thought about doing it in the park.
We're just... that's true, we did think about that.
We do it
We're-
in the park.
We do
it in the park. We do it in the park.
It's kind of a shame that we fucking, like... We're not an improv troupe anymore. We're
No,
a
we're just
podcasting troupe that has aspirations of one day
Yeah.
doing improv.
The like side part of the group is now the main part and only part of the group.
Yeah, and it's a part that needs editing. What a shame.
It has more back end work than an improv show does.
Have I mentioned to you guys before that New Year's is my favorite holiday?
No.
No, I thought it was Halloween.
No. New Year's is definitely my favorite holiday.
Maybe I just projected that onto you because it's my favorite holiday.
Honestly, it used to be. And then, like, I went through a breakup on Halloween. I'm just sort of, like, reminded of it every year. And it's like, that's enough of a bummer. And also, New Year's is super cool to me now that it kind of, like...
Just like lowers it.
It pushes it just
I also
enough.
feel like
inch
as
above.
people get older, they generally like Halloween less because they dress up
Because
less.
they dress
Speak
up
for
less,
yourself.
they get horny less, they get candy less. Those are the three things that you do Halloween for. Hopefully all at once.
I still get most of those, but
Horny?
I
Do you
think-
get horny? Do you get horny?
I'm not answering
Do
that
you get
question.
horny?
Do you get horny?
Do you get horny? Do you get horny?
Wait, what's out of here? Is that the horny bell? Why, yes it is!
Or is that
Drew
just his
gets
dick
horny.
getting hard?
Wait, let's listen again. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
his dick getting
Oh,
hard.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
knew it.
yeah,
I knew it.
Can you put that away? Thanks, dude.
I'm imagining another like inserted sound effect, but that works too.
I'm gonna insert something over that. That wasn't all made with my mouth. In fact, the "Hi, I'm Willem Dafoe" was added in there very
again?
subtly.
No.
That was good.
I actually watched Spider-Man.
That's
Oh,
not.
how much I sacrifice?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the Willem Dafoe movies and the Spider-Man stuff.
Like the 2002 stuff?
Yeah, the Sam Raimi ones.
Yeah.
I honest to God, I probably have watched way too few Willem Dafoe movies.
Hold on. I don't want to take away from Willem Dafoe, but speaking of Spider-Man, I just found out about a thing called Spider-Man, and it is Japanese Spider-Man, and it is a TV show made in the 1970s in Japan when they...
Well, you mean you just found out about this? Didn't we talk about this during a fucking meeting?
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We
Did
talked
we?
about
Yes,
that.
we did.
Yeah, when the first Spider-Man movie was out.
No.
And then it was 77, and
Yeah,
then we
yeah.
found out about the Japanese thing while we were
Okay,
looking
well,
that up.
I didn't watch any of those then.
All right, fine.
I've like actually like watched some stuff now.
Coincidentally, after we all in a group, you included, talked about fucking Spider-Man's Japanese 70s release, you discovered the Japanese 70s release.
I was
Go on,
so
you piece of
busy
shit.
thinking about the American
Liar.
release that I wasn't thinking about the... Whatever. Either way, it's fantastic, and I love how cheesy it is.
Oh,
you know
Drew,
how, like,
if you were a medieval instrument, you know what you would be? A liar! Alright, go on.
has anybody here
Wait.
seen the Sam Raimi movies?
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I have. Yeah.
Okay, there's a bit where, like, MJ's like, who are you? And Spider-Man's like, you know. And she's like, I know who you are. And he's like, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And then he, like, runs away, and he's being all coy about it.
Oh, that's
Okay.
dumb.
In the Japanese Spider-Man movie, his like catchphrase when people are like, "Who are you?" He's like, "The ambassador of hell, Spider-Man," and then he does like a little pose,
Oh, that's beautiful.
and he has like a Power Rangers robot type thing that he like works with, and his suit comes from aliens. It's this whole thing. It's amazing.
That sounds in line with like the whole Power Rangers. What's the term for that again? There's a specific term for that kind of show that's like cheesy and from Japan.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but I don't know what it is.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know. I don't know enough
Anyone?
about Japanese
Maybe it's
culture.
art house.
That's offensive, and I won't stand for it.
No, that's okay. All right, you're right.
Well, congratulations on discovering Spider-Man.
Rediscovering it, yeah.
Yeah, rediscovering.
Sorry that I
Spider-
didn't credit you with it, but I was just really excited
Credit
about
me?
it because it's.
I wasn't
Credit
Credit zero.
Credit zero.
Oh,
the
man.
podcast by After School Arcade.
Oh.
You may be excused.
As well, I don't think I was the one who brought up Spider-Man. I think it was like Luke or something.
I don't think I did.
It wasn't me.
I didn't credit the
It was
group
one
with
of
it.
us.
All right, Leslie, fess up. Was it you?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? There you go.
She's Ms. Spider-Man.
You're Mary Jane. I've never seen the movies, like I said, so I'm not even sure if that's correct or something.
It's technically in New York, but I don't know if anybody actually has that accent.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a Willem Dafoe off. So, in a circle, we're going to name one Willem Dafoe movie, then it passes on to the next person. Here's the rule. Even
Why are we talking about movies again?
because we're killing you. So here's the rule, right?
Yeah.
You can only say it if you've seen the movie. So even if you know that Willem Dafoe is in a movie, if you haven't seen it, you're not allowed to say it. But Drew will go first, and it'll go in this direction until it reaches me.
I hope one of you mess up, because I'm not going to have a second movie.
Yeah, we'll see. Go ahead.
Spider-Man.
The Lighthouse.
Boondock Saints.
The Lighthouse was my only one. I'm gonna go Beyond Two Souls, the game.
That'll count. Sure, it's basically a movie. David
Yeah.
Cage is a hack. Mr. Bean's Holiday, baby!
He was great in
He plays Carson Clay.
Yeah.
He was in Spider-Man 3.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, well then
Yeah,
you
he was
did,
in the mirror.
I'm not gonna have two. You picked two in the same trilogy. It was so
That's
easy
why I thought
for
it was
you.
going to get canceled.
Antichrist.
I don't have another one.
Oh, yeah,
Say
Andy.
Spider-Man 2.
He's not in Spider-Man 2.
He's only in 1 and 3, according to Drew.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
He died.
Whoa, shit.
All right, so Daryl loses, I'm afraid.
I guess.
All right.
Oh no.
What a shame.
Will you lose?
Daryl, as punishment, you have to tell us an interesting story from your childhood. Go.
I told all of my interesting stories.
That
have
was
none
season
left.
1. I had to have more.
I have none left.
You can't make more childhood stories. You've already done that.
Has nothing interesting happened in your childhood apart from like violence and Molotovs?
What's a happy story from your childhood? Doesn't even have to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, like, consequences of those bad things are probably at least a little interesting.
Okay.
Wait. Now, see, you waited. You need to have a dominance in this conversation. You waited when I told you to wait.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Look at that. You need to show
I
dominance
tested
over
Drew
your puppy.
earlier, and he just steamrolled right through the wait, and that was him doing a job well done.
Because I'm a true alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking
Don't
Delta.
laugh.
Okay, so
I inserted a laugh track when you said that you're an alpha, don't worry.
so that time that I hit the kid's head against the wall.
Oh, we're embellishing on that? This
Yeah,
is behind
so-
the scenes?
So so this is what
The
happened
extended
afterwards.
Ooh, the follow-up.
Yeah, so like a teacher saw me do that, and then
did it in front of
That's
everyone.
really cool. Let me try.
and then they're like, "Oh no, you go to the back of the line," and that was
To
like
you or the victim?
he got to stay in the front, but I got to go to the back. And
All right, wasn't this because of KFC?
That was a different
No,
story.
That was a different story.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a different story. This was much earlier in grade 1.
They just cut in line, I think, right?
You don't get KFC in grade 1.
No.
It's not allowed.
It's like alcohol.
Somehow my mom was there, and so she saw me go.
Sounds like a
You
dream.
look to your hand, it's your mom's face.
This part of
She
the
gives you the
story.
stink eye written in a magazine.
No, she was watching me the whole time. Except maybe she wasn't, because she didn't see me hit the kid's head against the wall.
This
She
does
could
sound
co-
like a dream.
Yeah, she coincidentally looked at... Yeah, this seems like directed by David Lynch thing. She's just gonna be like, sometimes I hit my head on that wall, too.
Yeah.
And then she starts dancing backwards. Is your mom short?
Sort of, yeah.
Alright, it'll fit.
Have you never seen her
Numbers.
stand up?
Give
No,
numbers.
she's always been
Numbers?
sitting down, viewing me with the stank eye, reading a magazine. That is no joke of a lie, my one interaction with her.
You can't really gauge somebody's height off that.
No, I can't, which is why I asked if she was short.
I was supporting you!
Okay, well in that case,
Not
thank you.
everything has to be confrontational.
Yes, it does!
Okay.
I think she's like 5'7".
Holy shit.
Holy
That's
shit.
Tall.
That's
Me.
tall.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, I guess she's not that short. But yeah,
Yeah, that's tall for a woman, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm the average
Yeah.
Canadian woman's height.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm a little taller, so fuck you.
Love that.
I'm a Sigma.
You looked like you had a murderous intent, just sort of like, actually, I think I'm a little bit taller.
So fuck me.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Your mom was in the dream with you.
So I was sent to the back of the line, and I was very upset about this.
Your mom was
And
there.
so when my mom was there, and so she saw me do this. When our line went in, like we lined up in class lines. So when the teacher finally saw me go into the thing, she saw me like crying, and she was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "Cause you sent me to the back of the line."
Because my feet are weird. And you have platypus feet?
Yeah.
My
pretty much.
hand is sore.
But my mom saw me do that, and she thought that was very rude. And so after school,
What, the crying or the
crying
head
was
bashing?
rude.
crying. She didn't see the head bashing, so
Okay.
that was, I don't know why. Whatever.
Can I say something that might seem rude?
Okay.
When do you not?
Your mom doesn't seem observant of you. Like she doesn't seem like a good parent.
Well, I don't know. I was in grade 1. I don't know what she was doing.
This also might not be real.
Yeah,
Good point.
all of my stories are put into question. I mean, I lived them. I know they're reality.
So your
You
mom
don't
was,
even know. You
your
kept
mom
saying,
wa-
like, my mom's there.
Your mom was at
why
school.
was she
wasn't.
there? Why was she there?
She always would watch me go into class. She was
Apparently
very-
not.
She was very.
That took a couple of seconds.
She just was very worried, I guess. So
So this was like a school drop-off at the beginning
she
of the
would
day?
pick me up and she would drop me off and walk me home.
And so she dedicated enough time to watching you go inside the school. You couldn't hold it. Bashed a kid's head against a wall to be at the front of the line, is what I'm understanding.
Okay, yeah. But the timeline is.
Were you just gonna bash him one by one?
So he was
Work your way up.
He was in the front. I was second to him, right? And because I bashed his head against the wall,
Second place wasn't good enough for you?
the teacher was like, no.
That's beta shit.
And at this point, there were more kids behind us, and so the teacher was like, no, you can't do that. End of the line.
So wait,
And
your
so-
mom, without any context, just saw you crying and was like, "Pull yourself together, Daryl."
Yeah, well, she saw me yelling at the teacher, and I was like, well,
Oh.
you did
All
it.
right, there's the context we needed. Yeah, it's here.
Okay, so before we started recording, I was staring off into space and you guys were asking me what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing something that I want you guys to give input to see if this is strange.
Okay.
Okay, so,
I like how that was the segue to this.
well, just childhood stories.
Sure.
So, my mother was a...
Wait, can I pause?
Yeah.
Were you finished with all the pertinent
No,
details?
I wasn't.
Do you mind if
Continue,
you finish? Yeah.
continue.
I don't want to be rude to you.
Okay, thank you. So at the end of the day, my mom picked me up and she was like, no, you have to apologize to this lady.
Ooh.
And so after that whole thing, of me feeling betrayed about being in the front of the line, I again had to apologize to this lady who I didn't even really know. She was my teacher or anything. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry that I yelled at you. And then she was like, oh yeah? Okay.
Sorry. You said I'm
Oh,
sorry
yeah?
for yelling at you, and the way I picture it is like, oh yeah, just getting up in your fucking grill and shit like that.
Yeah,
You want to
pretty much.
start some shit, little
How
kid?
sorry?
Yeah.
How sorry?
Little
are you?
faggot trying to say that to my face.
You're not sorry yet.
Yeah, and so that was pretty much it. I was very embarrassed, and I never cared about being in the front of the line again.
Did you call her out on being homophobic for saying that?
No, I didn't
can't
care
use that
about
language.
homophobia
Yeah.
at that point.
Okay,
It was a different time.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
That's a crazy story.
This is
before
like during
gay
the
people had
Depression.
rights.
Before gay people existed, yeah. Actually, that would fit because I probably wouldn't have been born yet.
And you are all gay people.
I am all gay.
It's pretty
people.
lonely to be the only gay person.
You're telling me, dude. It's just me, my vibrator, and the long road home.
But yeah, sorry, your story.
No, I interrupted you.
I was about to say, I'm sorry
I think we-
that you interrupted me. Go on, please.
I thought you were done. I'm sorry. I apologize to you.
It's okay. Continue.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Drew, for everything mean I've said to you that wasn't justified.
No, you're not.
I said that wasn't justified. I'm sorry for shit because
Everything was justified.
justified.
I know, one. Damn it.
All right.
Drew has a big
Okay.
L on his
So
forehead.
When you hit, Daryl, you're hit. I love it.
I want you guys to jump in and say like, "Oh, that's weird."
Oh, that's weird. Wait.
Thank you.
Come on, everybody.
Oh, that's weird.
2, 1.
Oh,
that's weird.
So my mother was a public school teacher,
Oh, that's weird.
That is pretty weird.
That's weird.
Like-
You shouldn't do that.
like an elementary school teacher, and she, you know, like it was cool to be like C teachers that were either
C teachers. Do they give birth all at once?
You really had to stretch that to here.
It works. You knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Seahorses.
And so you'd become like almost weirdly friends with like some of your teachers or like people that were teachers at other schools or
Oh,
things like
that's
that.
weird.
It is weird. Like my grade 4 teacher, like I went to dinner at her house and
You mentioned that before, I think.
yeah, Mrs. Ligers is fucking awesome.
Oh, her name is Mrs. Ligers?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
she married into it.
Let's not touch that
was
one,
smart.
guys.
She chose a
Let's not
man.
touch that one, okay? Leave that one alone.
I'm just, like, people get their last names from what they did for a living. What in the good goddamn is a
I feel
Liger?
like you can splice 2 words together, and it is not a good combination.
What words, True?
I'm not gonna say it.
Tigger and Link from The Legend of Zelda
Yeah, that's it.
had a butt baby, and then he married your
Teacher's husband.
teacher's husband.
Yeah, so she took that name. Anyway, Mrs. Ligers is awesome. Shout out, Mrs. Ligers. Don't listen to this podcast.
Stop
Sorry
right
for your
now.
fucking last name, by
You
the
should
way.
just bleep out the first part of every time he says his last or her last name. Just like Mrs.
It's like, what did they say? Dude, it was a last name.
We're
That's
such a
racial
group of
slur.
white people because anything ending in IGGERS, we immediately
like,
get nervous.
So, 1G.
It's 1G?
Yeah.
Well, then why don't we pronounce it Ligers?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
That's like
Any-
a lion
Did
Lion
tamer.
and a
anyone?
tiger.
Yeah. Did anyone pronounce it ligers? Because that's how it is when it's the fucking animal. But instead, we're sitting here going, "These liggers be crazy."
I didn't know what the N word was. I didn't think of that.
Or maybe it's French. Maybe it's Liger.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Liger. Anyway, so I had lots of
Literally anything but the worst possible interpretation, which is what we went with.
Yeah. So anyway, I had lots of like, just like weird like mom's friends that were also my teachers, and or like elementary school teachers around. And there was one guy who's very nice, very cool, very like hip, like 50-year-old dude who taught at the school that my mom taught at. He wasn't my teacher or anything like that. He was very nice, very cool guy, and he was a bachelor. Anyway, he was a very cool guy, very nice guy, and they were in like a core group of friends of my mom's like teacher friends. And he was like this 50-year-old bachelor, and we went over to his like house. And he had like a very nice house. I grew up in Aurelia, so it's on the lake.
He was a
had,
bachelor, and you went to his. Were you going with your parents?
Yeah, with my
Okay.
mom. I think she had to like pick up something, but he had.
He did just bring a
That's
6-pack of juice, and he's like, "Hey, sir, I didn't
But
know
yeah.
there was the only one here."
Wait. Did you ever go into like the cool guy's basement alone, and your mom and like the teacher went to tour the house or something?
Let me get to this.
Oh!
All right.
So he was like a bachelor, so he spent his money on like weird shit. Like he had like pinball machines and like barbershop stuff.
I would have fucked this guy.
And then
what
I
was his
found-
name?
I'm not gonna say because I'm not gonna accuse
Is it
him of
more?
anything.
Okay. I
Because
thought it was gonna get like more close to a slur.
because he had like favorite
His name
students.
was Mr. Faggot with a PH.
Science.
PHAGET.
Yeah.
but what I
Faggot,
want-
if you will.
But like
It's all just things that Luke interprets as slurs, but they have perfectly normal
I
pronunciations.
just think when I'm like 8 that they're all slurs.
Just block that side of you.
All right.
But what I thought, while I
you
was
s-
staring off into space, was I found out like later on that he'd like if he had like favorite students that were doing really well, they'd like come over to his house, and he's like an unmarried guy with no family, and he has like pinball machines and like shit that like kids like.
That's not immediately creepy.
I don't think that's immediately creepy.
All right.
And if everything that I saw of him was like, oh, he's just like a dude,
Yeah,
but
despite,
like.
But
I
if
was
he's-
like, that's weird.
Okay, but if he served them cough syrup in a wine glass,
that's weird.
That'd be
you know.
weird.
Yeah. Unlike my persona on this podcast, I don't want to just accuse everyone of being pedophiles and be as offensive as possible.
Yeah, no, well, that's why I'm not saying his name, because I'm like, nothing other than that is weird, but that's weird that he had, like, favorite students over to, like, play pinball.
See, it seems kind of okay because you were like with your mom right?
But
And
the
so-
other students weren't.
But the other students weren't, and that's a little weird.
Not to
but-
mention, like, even without, like, the whole, ulterior motives, what is he gonna do with the kids? Even, like, with that separate, even the purest motive of wanting to be friends with a kid, what grade were you in?
This, like, the students of his were maybe, like, 11 or 12.
So grade 6, 7, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, still fucking weird, because you as a teacher have an obligation not to have, like, any kind of, like, special relationship with kids, because it can fuck them up in terms of, like, friends relationships later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, or also,
just,
like,
make friends your own age.
Yeah.
or also be
Well,
like...
I think it's
Or your
valid
own
if you're-
maturity, anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you're an adult, I think it's
Yeah.
okay to, like, your best friend to be 60.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. Yeah, or also, like, even if you like are not doing anything bad, I think it's important for teachers to do things that don't look bad.
Optics being a thing?
Yeah.
I definitely would be the one among us five, I think, to, like, buck the most against that. But still, if I was a teacher, I would not invite sixth graders to hang out at my house. Mainly because I remember how I was in sixth grade and how my fucking peers were in sixth grade. We were intolerable. I wouldn't want to hang out with a sixth grader any longer than
wants
I
to be
had
friends
to.
with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
they,
that's
like-
one of the beautiful things about, like, not being a pedo. It's so easy because kids are fucking annoying.
You can just leave them alone. It's easy.
Yeah.
Were they like coming over in groups and stuff, or?
Well, like if it's
The school bus drops off.
Yeah, me and my mom had to get out of there. There was like 11 different kids coming at 3.
If it was one-on-one, it's way weirder. But it was
no,
like
I think it was a couple.
If he had a
of-
was, like,
whole
hosting,
pinball
like, a
arcade
party.
in his basement,
Yeah.
the door only opened one way.
yeah, he had a button under his desk.
Yeah.
Locks
And not it wasn't like the button that serves President LBJ more yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
It just serves him more woohoo.
oh. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's not a 10 for weirdness, but it's like above 5.
I'm not going to accuse him of anything. I just think that's something you shouldn't do.
It's still weird. It can be weird, but not like illegal.
Wait. On the scale of weirdness, a 5 is still, like, clearly weird.
Yeah.
Like, is not weird a 4 or is not weird a 0?
Not weird is, well, a 1 because it's 1 to 10.
The scale of weirdness, a 0 is not weird.
Thank you, Drew.
1 is still a value of weird. Not on a scale of fucking 1 to 10, not a number is 0. On a scale of weirdness from 1 to 10, not weird is 0.
Okay,
you
on the
dumb
scale, it's a
fuck.
scale of 1 to 10. We don't include 0. Okay,
Yeah,
everybody
why?
knows that.
Everything-
Everybody knows 0
Are
doesn't
you
exist.
are you ironically taking his side? Okay, thank you.
If everything has to be
You
put
lost.
on this scale.
You lost.
Okay,
You lost already.
if everything has to be put on this scale, okay? We accept that. Whether it's weird or not weird, everything has to go on the scale.
Fine, as long as the scale includes 0.
But the scale doesn't include 0.
Well, then you could
It's
just say,
from
like-
1 to 10.
Then you could just say,
It's
well,
not from 0 to 10.
if
it's
you're
from 1 to
introducing
10.
stupid premises, like if we assume this, then you can just say, if we assume that 1 equals not weird. You could easily just do it that way.
That's what I'm saying.
It's wrong, and I reject that. It's stupid. You could just as easily say, like, oh, well, 6 is not weird.
No,
it
it's not
starts
saying-
at 7. My name's
Yeah,
Drew.
0's easier.
that would be a scale from 6 to 10.
Yeah, it's
that's
fucking-
totally doable.
They're both stupid, is what I'm saying.
I'm not
0
saying
should be not
1
weird, because it's a
No.
scale of weirdness.
Yeah, but 1 isn't 10% weird, and
True.
2 isn't 20% weird.
The realm of mathematics would strongly
Yeah,
disagree with you.
Scales from 1 to 10 are typically used
True.
like that.
Otherwise,
No.
10 would be 90%, dumbass.
True.
No, it would be like 100%, and then 9 would be like 92% or some shit like that.
So each
That's
each
easy.
numeric value equals 11%.
yes!
That's dumb.
True.
That's so dumb.
True. If we're on an island, like, trying to survive, we are pushing you out on a raft right now.
I don't understand why you're disagreeing with me.
That's what
Because
you're
you're
saying,
wrong.
is you going out into the ocean.
Drew has throughout this conversation alone run his head through his hands through his hair
See,
so
you're
many
wrong.
times
Yeah.
that I misspoke, dumbass. There's a difference. You're committing to being
Misspoke
wrong.
this whole argument.
No, you run your hands through your hair so often that your hair is taking on a new fucking shape of stress incarnate because you realize deep down how fucking wrong you are.
I don't. This is so like obvious and normal that it's a scale from 1 to 10. I don't
Dude,
understand.
I want to put it in
why
perspective.
We're mismatching
His
here.
teacher grabbed 6th graders and dragged them to his house to play
I don't
pinball,
think
and
that's how
you're
we
the
did
one
it.
I'm the most angry at in this conversation.
Pretty sure he asked their parents. Pretty sure he
Did
asked
he
their
really?
parents. Probably.
Because
yeah.
that's weird. Being like calling up the parents. Hey,
On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird is it?
Yeah, because
you're-
you normally
you're-
get that from the students themselves. Like, "Hi, Mrs. Johnson, can Ben come over to play today?" Is something you'd hear a 5-year-old say, not a 55-year-old.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah.
Can Ben come over to play today?
If not, he gets an F.
We have some extra homework to do.
Don't open your mailbox. Click.
I'm so glad you didn't give his name. Yeah. Like, already poor Mrs. Liger. It would be Liger.
Yeah.
Already poor Mrs. Liger is getting some serious hate mail right now.
She's awesome. She's cool.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten any hate mail yet, Drew.
Nobody knows who I am.
That's fair. Drew,
So-
I fucking love your view of the world. It's so comically different from mine.
I don't understand how we've come to such a different conclusion.
Okay, Drew.
Because everyone
But
came to a
it's
different
fine,
conclusion
yeah.
than you.
Well,
Everyone, just
how I
like
can-
wiping, standing up, just like whatever the fuck was wrong with your Irish story. I don't even fucking remember at this point. Just like
It's too
everything
complicated.
just like fucking like 2 claps that overlap each other on the sound wave. Like, oh, you could just edit them closer together, right? Everything you say is just wrong, and at this point, you need to get yourself checked.
No,
We're concerned, Drew.
We're concerned,
this
Drew.
is not becoming an intervention.
on a scale of 1 to 10, you are the weirdest.
Yeah. And that includes 0, because weird, not weird is an option.
I don't think anybody here is a 0.
I agree. So you agree that zeros exist now?
No, I'm saying nobody's a 0 because they don't exist. Get fucked, Paul. But nobody's a 1.
Your argument is wrong, but that was good. I'll give you that. How's that? Is that a good
That's
happy
a fine.
medium?
That's a fine settling point.
Sweet. Yeah.
So on the scale of weirdness,
yeah. Which
Oh,
includes
what-
0.
which includes 0.
Yeah,
Yes.
my question was, is 5 an average level of weird for a normal person, or is like 1 starting to be abnormally like weirder than most people?
But no,
When I
'cause
think
if-
of like
Shut up.
when
I don't care about your opinion about this scale.
I love how you asked the question and then you said shut up. So to the audience, there's like, wow, Paul doesn't want to know the answer. I guess.
when I think of a 2, it's like
A number.
yeah. I think of a line that goes like you
Oh, sweet, dude.
like that. When I think of a 2, it's like asking for too many high fives from a kid.
I don't know. No, that's not.
Wait, it depends on how many is too many. Imagine a guy asking for 57 high fives in a row from a kid.
Yeah, how many
And the
is
kid
too
has an
many?
increasingly uneasy expression and keeps giving up.
No, yeah.
That would be a solid
Yeah,
7 and
I'm just thinking like insisting. Like that's weird.
Give me a high five, buddy. Come
Yeah.
on.
No, come on.
No,
If
come
you're-
on. Don't
if
be
you're
shy.
legitimately-
I've legitimately been to an institution and met someone condemned who was less weird than someone who asks for high fives over and over again.
Nice.
I want to feel the burn on my hand.
Don't.
I was
that's,
visiting.
That's a 7.
I was visiting for the record. I wasn't condemned myself.
Okay.
I think a 5 on the weirdness scale is like, this is curious.
Okay,
You know, this
so that's
is-
that's like
So that's the
slightly
high
more than
five.
average.
This is where we got to
Yeah.
start paying attention.
Okay,
Even more.
I'd give that. The trouble is, I don't know his intent because that could easily go from anywhere from a 6 to an 8 for me.
The high five thing?
No,
Or
no, no, your
the
teacher.
Teacher, yeah.
No, that's a solid 9 for me. That's not like, oh, he should be investigated weird, but this is like, you know, somebody
Is 10
drive-
investigated?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what is?
It's like
Yeah.
somebody drive by his house every once in a while, you
And
know,
shoot
like
it.
somebody tap his phone.
With a camera or a gun?
A gun?
Okay. You've been warned. Stay away from the sex graders. No, with the purest of intents, I just think that he's like negligent in his job and that he's forgotten
Yeah.
that like teachers shouldn't have that relationship with like their students.
Yeah.
But like if they just like play pinball and go home, like even fucking like someone like after learning a lot of stuff about the Michael Jackson case, I'd even go so far as to say he's an 8 or a 9, not a 10.
Michael Jackson or the teacher?
Michael
That
Jackson.
changes things. I don't know too much about the Michael Jackson case, but
It's basically like it's like the guy that wrote. Actually, this is not going to help. Never mind. I was going to say the guy that wrote Peter Pan, but that's even more niche knowledge, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Basically, he'd do like really weird things, but he had ample opportunity to genuinely fucking like do weird things with kids, and didn't.
Okay.
So it seems like he had a fundamental misunderstanding and like a missing of his own childhood, as opposed to wanted to diddle kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he'd invite them over, like it'd be like a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing, so like the kids would have like cancer and stuff, and he'd be like, oh, you can sleep here, and then...
Yeah, and he'd
then
like,
he'd,
What
climb
fucking
in-
Make-A-Wish kid
Yeah,
is
he'd
like,
sleep in the same bed.
You have cancer, Johnny. What do you want to do? I want to sleep in the same bed as Michael Jackson.
Well,
that wasn't
the kid's
specific
dream. It was Michael Jackson.
It just sort of came up.
Fucking Make-A-Wish people are like, oh.
I guess we can make that happen.
Alternate history. Michael Jackson's like, what? I get he has cancer. I guess.
I don't want to do this. He has cancer. He's like, there's going to be some nasty ass rumors about me in the future. Cancer? Oh, fine.
Fine. I just love Ferris wheels.
Kid gets too much. The guy, Michael Jackson holds him out a window. Is like, this is what's gonna happen if you don't stop being creepy to me. And meanwhile, the headlines are like, he holds a baby out a window. That'd be weird if there's an epidemic of fucking kids that just wanted to sleep in the same bed as Michael Jackson. Scientists are baffled. No one knows why it happened. It's just like Michael Jackson himself is pissed.
Kids just have a compelling urge.
It's like a White House press conference with a graph with a line going up. We have no idea.
It's like vertical by the end.
Yeah, we. I'd like to answer your question, but we do not know. We are very concerned.
They have to like
The
put
fucking-
guards outside his house to make sure like
Yeah.
kids don't sneak in.
Schools have to give the awkward like, okay, so in the news, school is closed today. No one showed up. Everyone's at Michael Jackson. Everyone's at Michael Jackson's house wanting to sleep in the same bed. He's got like one of them comical 16 fucking beds instead of double beds. And it's just full of kids. It's like double stuffed with kids. Michael Jackson himself has...
No.
Michael Jackson himself has...
We're a little hung up on the word double stuff.
Michael Jackson himself hasn't slept in his own bed in a week. No one's noticed.
That's why he looked so bad, as he hadn't slept. He's like, I'm so worn out.
He hides in the bathroom every night. He spends the first like 10 minutes in the bed, long enough for the kids to get to sleep. Then he just like, he's perfected the art of sneaking to the bathroom, sleeping in the bathtub. Dude's got like a bad back at this point.
I just see him like his house is just filled, like flooded with kids. And it's just like the middle of the night and the TV and like massive bags under his eyes. Like,
It's like, it's like the fucking scene from Shrek the Third where he opens the door and the baby.
alleged pedophile Michael Jackson is in the news today. No!
After 16,847 kids were found at Neverland Ranch. We have an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson out. He looks like 2 steps away from death, like deadly, just like, can you get the fuck out of my house? That's all he had to say to us. Seems guilty if you ask me.
He's like the third year of this happening. He's like, doctor, I need opiates.
Fucking education as an industry has just been like ruled out. Schools are closing. No one's coming to class anymore. They're all going to Michael Jackson's house.
Do they like send people to Michael Jackson's house to try to teach the kids? When
Yeah, they
like,
send teachers to the fucking Michael
They're
Jackson house.
homeschooled at Michael Jackson's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this alternate history. This is good.
You know what I like?
What?
It's not like it's not at all impossible that this is somewhat related to what actually happened. It's extremely unlikely, but it's not impossible, you know?
Just blown up a couple scales.
Yeah. The Make-A-Wish, like, I want to see Michael Jackson thing. That's possible. And maybe Michael Jackson was like, maybe he's just a bad babysitter who's just like, oh, want to go to sleep? I only have one bed in the house, and
He's just a bachelor.
yeah, I hate the couch, so like we'll sleep on opposite sides. And then like people go like, Macaulay Culkin slept in the same bed as Michael Jackson. This is news. He held a baby out a window. He probably fucked him. And I believe, like, I think Macaulay Culkin was one of the people that helped dissuade the rumors and go, like, no, he was just weird.
Just a weird dude.
Just fucking weird.
On a
dude.
scale of 1 to 10, how weird was it?
If this is heard in the future and it turns out that Michael Jackson, like, there's some definitive proof, as far as I can tell from, like, I've watched, for the record, like, 4 whole documentaries on that situation. 1 clearly biased towards, 2 biased against, and 1 trying to essentially figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
That had no conclusions. So, like, this is just me, like, drumming up what I've found. So if
What you
there's
took from that?
yeah, if there's any like definitive what I'm saying is don't get your news from me.
Where's,
Especially with what we
take.
just fucking said.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to find Leaving Neverland. Where do you watch it?
I pirate it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's that. For fucking Netflix, Peacock, whatever the fuck that is, Hulu now, Amazon Prime, Crave.
Yeah.
There's others. I fucking hate them
HBO
all.
Max.
Disney
HBO
Plus.
Max, Disney Plus,
Showtime.
Showtime,
There will be
MSNBC.
Paramount Plus is coming soon.
Paramount Plus is coming soon, excluding MSNBC. That was a joke. That's 10 we just named.
YouPorn.
YouPorn,
Pornhub Premium.
Pornhub Premium. That's the only
got all
place you
these
can watch
subscription
Friends now.
It's kind of interesting to watch how, like, we phased out cable and, like, channels and then
Just
brought
it
them back,
Yeah.
but in a different format.
They brought the society. I'm going to maintain this. Netflix found a gold mine, and then other corporations went, I want that, and
yeah.
paid certain shows more money to host them exclusively, and they ruined it for us. We, as society, it's always like, oh, we ruined it by making it like cable. No, and I know you're not saying that. I'm just gonna come down on this and say, like, we would have been happy with, like, one service that gives all. Kind of like fucking Steam for video games. I like
Yeah.
Steam.
Yeah.
Steam's nice.
The illusion
We
of
want a
choice.
monopoly.
Honest to God, like, kind of. I want a monopoly more than 10 things that carve up content.
Yeah.
A monopoly is better than that. We have a fucking oligopoly of cell services in Canada. I imagine things aren't that much better than if Rogers just owned everything in Canada.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
You're the finance one, so
I
you
think-
know the most out
I
of
think
us.
Rogers and Bell do things differently, though, don't they? Like
Probably.
Yeah, they've
like
one's
cables
red
and
one's blue.
dishes and
Yeah.
shit like that. But
Very, very good.
I read the
that.
Financial Times.
Yeah.
but
I read
I
The
mean,
Economist. I fucking hate Biden.
not that I know anything about like the implications of copyright law and shit, but I know it does make things a lot more complicated, like both for art and for other things.
Oh, you're talking about Netflix again?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
the fact that you can like have dominion over a certain show and only stream it on
Yeah,
this thing
exclusivity,
makes it
yeah.
more complicated.
Exclusive.
Well, like, what's the
Slushy.
alternative? That's the problem.
Yeah, the alternative is artists don't get
You-
paid for their work, so it's like you have
That
to.
sounds
Can I be
awesome.
Can I be a criminal again on this podcast?
When do you? Yeah.
Thank you. When do you not? Yeah. The alternative is fucking piracy.
Woo!
Fucking piracy. Yeah.
fucking-
Up top.
You're
yeah.
a criminal pirate.
I don't
fucking-
care. I get all of my stuff in the same location. You know what? When I wanted to watch fucking Twin Peaks, I was like, you know what? David Lynch is still alive. I want to give him money. And so I looked for the services that could offer
could
Twin
get.
Peaks, and it was so fucking convoluted. Do you remember the time that Disney Plus tried selling Mulan, the live action
my
Oh,
one,
that
God.
was
for
so...
30 or 40? I think it was 30.
For like one viewing or
For
like
one, yeah.
They still
$30
do that for their new releases.
on top of having to have a fucking subscription. That's fucking gross. Sorry, piracy is, illegal, but the morally superior option at this point.
Yeah.
Fuck, also, make it a monopoly and nationalize it, baby. And
Yeah.
then everyone can just watch shit for free.
Yeah. And you probably get as much money.
Yeah.
that's
Pay
like the
the artist
BBC,
well.
basically. Kind of.
When people say, like, oh, but our taxes will go up and stuff like that, oh, how do you expect our taxes to pay for healthcare and stuff like that? Newsflash, you're already paying trillions in taxes every year collectively, but most of it goes to bombing kids in Yemen.
Yeah.
So how about we stop bombing kids in Yemen and give ourselves healthcare?
Yeah.
I'm paying for my own healthcare. They always go like, oh, you want your taxes to increase for that? Who's gonna pay for it? Me, dumbass. I already pay taxes. I
Just
like
put
the
it towards
tax.
the important things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Fucking Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I give people like a hard time or whatever for stealing as a broad concept, but like
really? I never noticed.
But for like intellectual property, I have a hard time like. I recognize it as a different thing, and
Yeah.
I don't know where I settle on that. I'm not as determined for that one.
I think
Because it's like you're stealing somebody's profits instead of stealing their thing.
Yeah,
And that's different.
It depends on like where they get their main revenue from. I'm kind of soft on pirating music because with most music creators, their main source of income is like live shows and sponsorships.
Yeah.
They get pennies from fucking Spotify. So
Or
like,
even selling CDs, like...
yeah,
it's
well,
always
physical
shows
media,
and
yeah,
stuff.
it's dying, of course.
Well, that's my thought process towards movies
And
too.
merch.
Like, I don't feel as bad pirating them because, like, when the movie came out, they kind of like made a fuck ton of
In the
money
box
off it
office, yeah.
anyway.
In theaters, and if I
So-
want to see a fucking movie, I'll go see it in theaters because like it's the experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay to sit at home on my fucking couch and watch Mulan.
Video games I get a
Especially
bit
the new
softer
one. Yeah.
on. If it's an indie game, especially with an indie publisher, yeah, I'm gonna 100%
Yeah.
pay for it. And usually even big corporation games, I just wait until they go on sale because Steam is more convenient. And fucking Gabe
It
Newell,
has, like, hella sales.
yeah, Gabe Newell, Gabe N himself said,
Fucking Big Gabe.
yep, Big Gabe, he said like piracy is not a fucking like price problem, it's a convenience problem, and he was totally right. Like video game piracy was a pandemic when fucking he was like on the scene and like started releasing Steam and stuff like that.
Because
Video
it was
game
a pain
piracy,
to get them.
yeah,
And it was easier to pirate it.
exactly, yeah. It was basically actually not too dissimilar from than TV stuff nowadays. Different kettle of fish, same smell. If you get what I'm saying.
Sure.
So
Fish smell.
So yeah, video game piracy like fell a lot when fucking Steam was implemented, when iTunes was implemented, when fucking Netflix was first implemented. Piracy went down when there was like a central form to get all of your content at once. And now piracy is like super on the rise. And as a result, fucking like these fucking like parasitic leeches, these fucking idiot fucking companies,
Freaking fricks.
these
Tell us how you really
these freaking
feel.
fricks,
Actions have
Amazon,
consequences.
Amazon Prime and shit like that. They're just like employing scummier practices to keep themselves in the fucking black and like earn more money, more blood from the same stones, if you will.
Prime
They've
is
got
mega scummy because they have like
Yeah.
a lot of like. You have to do like subscriptions, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, there's
but they've
mini
got so many.
subscriptions, yeah.
There's like many channels and shit on
Yeah, it's
there.
like,
they're
hey,
not-
I want to watch this movie. Okay, you can rent it if you have Prime.
yeah, it's like it's not
Like,
Oh,
on
yeah, that
here.
sucks.
I already paid
Yeah.
for it.
That sucks so
fucking-
much. That happens.
Yeah, totally. And it's, I don't think a lot of companies, especially Netflix, they're not trying to expand their user base at this point. They're trying to get more money, not necessarily charge more for the same thing, but in sort of subtle ways.
Yeah, and also like I don't know what their like goals of expansion are in terms of like finding a monopoly, but also like they have fuck tons of money. Like they throw money at, and like if you say like, oh, I'm doing a deal with Netflix, it's like, oh, you have like a suitcase being mailed to your
Yeah, like
door.
Netflix originals and
But
shit like
but
that.
not the creators of the series. The
Yeah.
fucking guy that made Squid Games, I remember.
The producers, yeah.
Like, and also like the director or whoever is the guy who made Squid Games.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
there was an
Mr.
article
Squid.
on that. Yeah,
Mr. Squid.
Mr. Games.
Mr.
First name Squid. Yeah, he got like less than like a year's wages total for making Squid Games in its entirety.
Yeah.
Like, and it's been out for more than a year, so like he's gotten underpaid for
Yeah, well,
the
part of
job
that is
he's
like
normally supposed to do.
like contracts needing to include like royalties and stuff like that, and not just a flat fee.
Yeah.
because a flat fee doesn't account for how successful it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that's also
I
cool
wonder
'cause
where
then
the
you can
royalties.
slack.
I wonder where the fucking royalties went.
Also,
to.
this is a
3, 2, 1.
not that I feel bad for Tom Holland, but I was interested to know.
Where's this going? Where's
I
this
was
going?
interested
Where's
to know
this going,
that he
Drew?
got paid significantly less than Tobey Maguire for his Spider-Man movies, even though the like Marvel Cinematic Universe is way bigger now than the old.
Well, it's
Spider-Man
because
movies.
Tobey Maguire's was cooler.
Well, you could, yeah.
It had the Indian guy going, "Go!" I fucking
I
love
love
that
that guy. That's
Yeah.
my favorite character, honestly. The
Favorite
the
character
pizza
is
guy.
him, and the second favorite is the guy in the streets. It's like, whoa, he stole that guy's pizza.
Oh man,
him,
the second movie's so.
then Willem Dafoe, and then fucking Alfred Molina.
Who's Alfred?
Doc Ock.
Oh right, yeah.
Dr. Octavius.
Look, I don't know actors' names.
Ring a bell.
Have you seen that clip?
Ring a bell.
Have you seen that clip of him practicing for Fiddler on the Roof while in his Doc Ock outfit?
No.
Oh yeah, it's him as well as his like prosthetics guys holding up the legs and like snapping to the beat. And he was practicing because he was playing Tevier in Fiddler on the Roof
At the same time.
Yeah, in like some sort of like Broadway thing. So just like in like between shoots, like the camera was just rolling on him. It's just like, hey, you want to fool around? He's like, yeah. And he's like, if I were a rich man. It's great.
Did you see that newest Nerd Writer about that scene in the operation
Writer?
room? You remember Nerd Writer?
What are you talking about?
The YouTube channel that does video essays?
Why'd you point at me?
Nerd writer.
Shut up! I'm not a nerd writer. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That scene in Spider-Man 2 where he like kills all those doctors. Okay, who's seen
the
Spider-Man 2?
the horror scene, basically.
I've not seen Spider-Man 2.
Okay, this is going to be spoiler then.
Well, then don't talk about it.
Okay.
20-year-old movie?
Oh, don't get on this again. We already had this
can't.
debate and you lost.
I don't remember losing. I remember you disagreeing with me.
That's
Oh
probably
my god,
all
you are a child. You are a literal fucking child.
And
Long story short, it's no more a spoiler if the fucking like movie came out 2 years before I was born or 75 years before I was born because like I had as much time to watch it. Dumbass.
okay, so
But does that mean, like, the older you are, the less of a chance that you get to say that?
Does anybody here not know that Dr. Octavius is the villain of the second Spider-Man movie?
I know that.
Okay, so tell the story because it's not a spoiler then.
all I'll say is that there is a scene that happens in an operating room.
Ah!
There's a scene that happens in an operating room that is
Yeah.
fucking awesome. It
Cool.
rocks cock from start to finish. And the reason that it was shot was it was supposed to be a test, but the prosthetics and puppetry looked so good that director Sam Raimi was like, let's just shoot something right now. And it's in the
put this in
movie.
the movie.
It's in the movie.
He really is a hack, isn't he?
Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
All right.
He was
No,
shooting
he's a
for-
fun hack.
Yeah, he was shooting a test, and he's like, "This looks great."
Yeah. It's how good art is made. By accident. Never on purpose.
Yeah,
No, it's how good cock is rocked.
By accident. Never on purpose.
yeah.
Can't play.
It's only good sex if I don't know I'm having sex when it happens.
Oh boy.
On a scale of weirdness, that is a 10.
That's a 10?
That's a 10.
Nothing could be weirder than that?
Nothing could
It's
be
amongst
weirder.
the company of Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Like, wait, sorry.
Above
no.
the company.
Yeah, it's above Michael Jackson?
Yeah, if you don't know you're having sex, that's the weirdest of the weird.
There's gotta be weirder things. There's
Weirder
like
things.
there's people who have like cooked children.
Yeah.
And this is weirder than that.
I think Daryl's.
Gotta really go, Leslie.
What's up?
No.
I think on Daryl's scale, 10 includes like everything that is a problem.
Everything that's weirder than bashing a kid's head in a wall and like
Bashing
zero.
his brains in.
Yeah,
And,
keep
like-
in mind his standards are pretty high.
Yeah, and a zero. Zero is fucking like less weird than what he's done.
Oh, wow.
It's only
How
ever 10
informative.
or 0. I'm sleepy. Fuck off.
The 0 is like milk day.
Like it's in a bag?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Got it.
I could love that joke. It gets me every time.
Why?
I don't. It's just so like innocent. It's just so silly.
Did you
why
find
the
it
zero.
funny before I kept fucking laughing at it?
It's in a bag thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when he said it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I forget if you didn't get why I found it so funny or if we both were laughing so
No, it's
hard
just
at
the
it.
way he said it.
Yeah, because he was just drunk.
It's like a bag.
If anyone who doesn't remember when we first brought it up, yeah.
It was like one of the first podcasts.
Probably, yeah. There was a
wasn't
point when fucking, like, I was hanging out with Drew's friends. I think I pissed off one of them.
I think I pissed.
And they got like really, really drunk. And fucking, at one point, one of his friends was like, do you guys remember Milk Day? And it was like, in a bag. And like, I remember my first reaction just being like, for 5 seconds just going like, yeah, dude, I remember Milk Day. And it was in a bag. What are you talking about? And he just keeps circling back to like, it's Milk Day, man. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, too.
It sounded so entertaining.
It was in a bag.
I remember Pizza Day when I was in school, and we used to get pizza from like a local place.
Us too.
And it was like gluten free or something.
Holy shit,
And
we
the-
had to do that too.
And the crust was like the crust was slightly yellow.
We used to get like
Ruined for
some
Daryl.
local pizza and stuff, and then like after there was a whole like
Scandal.
I don't even
The
know
guy at
like
the Ferris wheel.
yeah
It was shaped like a pizza.
the
All
incident.
Ferris wheels are shaped like a pizza.
Yeah, we went to gluten free and stuff, and it tasted like spaghetti.
Whoa, nice.
Like the whole slice, just yeah.
And it was like in a bag.
Pizza.
Yeah, it was in a bag.
Okay, am I like the oldest one here that
Yes.
only remembers
You never have
milk
pizza
in a
day.
jug?
Can you say it properly? Can you say the word properly, the thing in a jug, please?
milk in a jug.
No,
That was
one more
better.
time.
That was like 20% improvement.
Milk in a jug.
That's okay. Good. You're good.
Am I the only one that remembers milk in a jug? Like here in Canada, we have milk in bags, right? Like,
okay, you're
that's a
slipping.
carton
That's
in a bag.
also-
You're slipping.
Turns
In a-
out that's
well,
mostly an Ontario and like
What,
Central
bags?
Canada thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
though out in BC they don't do that or anything.
In
Newfoundland,
Wisconsin,
they don't do
in
that.
Wisconsin, they do it too. So it's not like whenever they say it's like, "Oh, you Canadians, your milk's in a bag." It's weird how many Canadian things are actually just the region of like Upper New England area.
Honestly, it's like it doesn't make a lot of sense why like Minnesota isn't part of Canada. Like ecologically and
We
culturally
can ask
speaking.
them politely.
Yeah. And like
Maybe
with
They'll
oh, yeah,
probably
oh,
do
for
it.
sure, yeah, no problem.
Not to mention, if we
Oh,
get like,
yeah.
if we get Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan,
yeah.
first of all, I guess.
We'd fix Detroit.
No, first of all, they could keep Detroit.
Well, no, my first thought was that would this mean that Trump would have won in 2020? I'm pretty sure those were crucial states.
Yeah, they
Okay.
were.
Well, we'll take.
But
it.
whatever. Fucking whatever. We'd also get all 5 Great Lakes now.
That would be
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Collect 'em
No,
all.
that also has to include Illinois.
Illinois has fucking the Great Lakes.
It's touching
Illinois
the.
is
It's touching it. It's allowed
it's
to
on
touch
Lake
it.
Michigan.
It's on Lake Michigan. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but we
have.
don't, we're not
totally
even
on it.
touching Lake Michigan at all. That's the point. We
We're
want
not
to be.
touching?
We want to be.
We want
Wanna
all
touch it.
5. We want all
that
5.
water.
Yeah, we want to.
We also don't really want Chicago. I don't think that's a very American city.
Good.
Chicago's
Yeah.
sister city is Toronto. You know that?
What?
Chicago's sister city is Toronto.
What does sister city mean
Like
exactly?
they're
They're sisters.
Like other than
How so?
like bragging rights, what does that mean?
They trade pants.
they have like yeah.
It's like Brock and Waterloo. It's,
Basically, they use the same armoire.
Memoir?
what was that word you just said?
Armoire. You guys don't know what an armoire is?
Can you speak up a little
you-
bit, but
can
also
you
can you say things that make sense?
Can you yeah? Can you spell it?
AMOUR? Armoire.
Amour.
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 Armoire. It's
Amour.
like
Where's the
Where's the
R?
I?
Yeah,
Amour.
where's the I coming?
OUR. Armoire.
You're spelling it differently
amour.
now.
Love.
You're-
French for love.
You are drewing your argument right now,
No,
which
and-
means screwing it up.
Okay, never mind. Never mind the spelling of it. An armoire is like it's like a sort of like a
table.
Isn't it like the
an
fancy
armoire.
what's it called?
Isn't it
It's a
like
table
when you?
with a mirror
Isn't it
on
when the
it.
moon hits
Yeah.
your eye like the big pizza pie?
Yeah.
Yes, amour.
All right, so what the fuck is an amoir?
It's like it's a dresser that has drawers in it, but also has a mirror on top.
So this
Yeah,
is
an armoire,
Chicago
right?
and Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use the same armoire.
What the fuck? So this was just a metaphor the whole time. This wasn't like an actual thing that they share as cities.
Also,
They're connected.
You're saying
What's
you're
it a
talking
metaphor
about.
for?
you're
Rob
talking
Ford
about-
connected Chicago and Toronto forever
Through what?
through
Bus lines?
love of crack cocaine.
That's
I don't know, okay, Jesus.
Also, you're talking about an armoire. which is
Oh
not
yes, that's
ARMOIRE.
So you not only pronounced it wrong, you,
said
spelled it wrong,
said the
and you
wrong
spelled it wrongly from what you were pronouncing too.
It's close. Okay, guys.
Fair enough. Okay, so what the fuck is an armoire? Is it the same thing he described, a dresser?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I can use a wash.
I'm not very good with furniture.
Yeah, it's like you see like Broadway shit where they're like putting on makeup in front of the mirror and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that.
All right.
I thought it had to be more elaborate and have like cabinets and drawers and stuff to it. It wasn't just like table with mirror.
Oh shit, are you
Well, I
gonna
think they
eat
usually have
shit
drawers
again
in
on
it.
this
They
podcast
usually
twice in
have
a row?
drawers in it, and
I'm down for this.
Where do you think they put all the makeup and stuff?
He's getting flustered, you notice that? It's so easy to get you.
Like I'm less confident about this one than the last one.
You were more confident about the one that you were like more
The
clearly
one that I
wrong
was right about, yeah.
Oh, shut your fucking lips, dude. Oh my god. How do you... What was your upbringing
we
like?
don't have to keep talking
You're
about
so certain about things that are fucking wrong.
I just want to be loved.
Just like your fight about geese, I'm just gonna keep remembering all the things you did
Arguments
wrong
we've had.
on this entire podcast. Not arguments we've had, just things you were wrong about. There's probably been at least one argument that I was wrong about that we've had.
At least.
Like what? Name one.
The one about
Yeah, see, it's hard, isn't
whether
it?
or not on a scale of 1 to 10 should
Oh
include
my god.
0.
Dude, are you saying that us four were wrong and
Yeah.
you're right?
Yeah.
All right. Aside from that one, because you totally won that, Drew Hobden.
I don't know. I don't have a very good like memory for that kind of shit.
How convenient.
It is sometimes. Sometimes it's really inconvenient though. I had to do a.
It's like talking to a duffel bag.
I had to do a police report. What the fuck does that mean? Wait. In what way am I like a duffel bag?
Just imagine talking to a duffel bag, and that's what the experience of talking is like.
So like the normal expression is talking to a wall or talking to a brick wall. What qualities does a duffel bag have that a brick wall doesn't?
You're gonna have to figure it out, Sherlock, or else it'll be a mystery to you forever.
Lumpy.
Yeah, you're lumpy, dude.
Lumpy.
Stuff a bunch of socks in the boot.
Yeah, you stuff it with socks, dude.
But no, I had to fill out a police report recently, so my
Why?
shitty memory like really fucked me up there.
Can we not just
Did you
skim
commit
over
a-
that? Or
Did you commit a crime? Sweating. What do you have to?
Which crime did they catch me for? I don't
Is this
remember.
going to be an unhappy story if I ask what did you file a police report for?
I mean, it worked out. It's fine.
They didn't find out that I did it.
We
Yeah,
went
that is
to-
what the siren sounds like. We are.
we are.
That was dumb. I'm
That was
sorry.
a really lame joke.
Yeah.
We went to Ottawa for New Year's, and my girlfriend Julia got her wallet stolen.
Right,
Because
she mentioned
somebody
that.
broke into our Airbnb
oh god.
through our window.
While
and
you were
stood
not
on our
while you
bed.
were there or
No,
at night?
One
And
person was
Stood
there.
on your
Oh.
bed?
Yeah.
Did they see
There
that?
was footprints on our sheets.
Okay. Why would they do that? They'd be like, ha ha ha.
So I don't
And the laundry will have to be done.
We were like, so we got to the Airbnb, whatever. We went.
You were
for,
there?
Well, I'm setting the scene.
Go ahead.
Jesus, we went to the Airbnb.
Wait. Haha, you waited. Ha ha ha. Got you.
Demoted. We went to the Airbnb.
Okay.
And we like went to somebody's house because we were like visiting somebody in Ottawa.
Whose house?
And one person stayed behind.
Whose
Doesn't
house?
matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay, cool.
One person stayed behind because they were like, I don't want to see. I wasn't expecting to see. I wasn't expecting to see more people. COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they stayed behind. Fucking while we were gone, we get a video message from him, or like a video call from him, a FaceTime. And he's like, did you guys like invite somebody else over? And he just turns the screen and there's just somebody walking around inside the apartment. And we're like, who the fuck is that? And he's like, I don't know. They just like showed up and took off their shoes. They said they like used to live here. They asked if I had, if I knew anything about this guy and if he had died yet or something like that. And we're like, we're coming home right now. What the fuck is happening? So we like asked him to leave and he went into one of the rooms for a bit and then left. And
Wait, why? Why didn't you just like tell him?
he was
to
like,
leave?
you can't be here. This is an Airbnb. And he was like, oh, okay, let me just like grab my stuff and I'll go. And then he like went into the room that Julia and I were
What
staying
stuff?
in.
Why didn't you
Well,
follow
hold
him?
on. I wasn't there. It was just this other guy. He was like home alone. And he was like, I don't
Who
know
is he,
if this
Macaulay
guy...
Culkin? He fucking sucks at being home alone.
And he was like, I don't know if this guy has like a knife or a gun, if he's dangerous. I don't want to like be aggressive. If he's gonna like comply, I'm just gonna like feel it out. I'm like scared shitless, basically.
Yeah, you're supposed to just let it happen.
That's
Anyway,
no.
Yeah, see, that's what my
No.
roommate said. She was like, who the fuck is this like little bitch boy? Like, fight this guy, kick him out of the house.
Yeah.
That's when every response that you say to the person is yelling.
Okay, wait,
Excuse me, can you leave now? Excuse me, get the fuck out.
Did you say it was a basement?
No, it was a second story apartment.
Okay.
So he climbed.
It was like there was hold on, I'm getting that. There was a store and then like a stairway.
Was he
that
played
led to
by
the
Tobey
apartment.
Maguire?
I never saw him. I never got to see him.
If I was robbed by Tobey Maguire, I think I'd let it happen.
You just be like,
Take
you're
what
in
you
a
want.
hard times, aren't you, buddy?
Although if it was the slick down hair from 3, I wouldn't. Anyway,
Just like
That's Bully.
Bully Maguire.
Bully Maguire. Yeah. All right, so go on. So he went in through a window. You have yet to go to that part where he climbed.
Yeah. So we didn't know he went in through the window.
Wait, was the person that you're with not at all perplexed by the fact that someone was in your house and he didn't see him come in, and you later found out he came in through the window?
So he was eating poutine in the kitchen.
He was an intruder because he came in through the window.
Shut the fuck up.
You made a face, Paul, like you solved the case.
I was
Wait,
very
guys,
happy.
I got this.
And to be honest, none of y'all showed me respect for my amazing joke.
Yeah.
I snickered.
All right, thank you.
He was eating poutine in the kitchen, and he saw this guy taking off his boots.
What's the name of those two
Like,
guys
by
on
the
the
front
Canadian
door.
show?
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Yeah, you were robbed by Bob and Doug McKenzie.
He was eating poutine in the kitchen, eh?
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
Wrong house, buddy.
Yeah,
I'll take
hoser.
off, buddy.
Oh, sorry, my bad, bud.
Oh, jeez, Don Cherry McCoy said over
Well, that was
here.
the thing, is he was being, like, really, like, polite, the intruder was. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, okay, let me go just grab my...
I think that's part of the strat.
Yeah, no.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I died. I mean, the other owner died. I mean, I'm the owner.
But he went into the room, and then he left. And
You lived through a Family Guy plot, dude.
he wasn't, like, carrying anything. So,
Holy crap, Drew. Remember
other
the time
guy-
you got robbed by the guy that was really polite? Snuck in through the fucking second-story window? You gonna get to that part yet?
Yes!
All right,
this
go
is
on.
like the fucking Ireland story all over again, where I can't finish my goddamn story.
That's because you never properly started that one. This one I'm interrupting. You have credence there.
Alright, and so he left. He was gone. But
Your housemate or the intruder?
the intruder.
Okay.
The housemaid stayed behind. We got back. We're like, how the hell did he get in? Because you need like a passcode to get in. We're like, maybe he didn't change, the like landlord didn't change the passcode, so he just remembered it
Yeah.
and went in that way. You have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Why didn't your housemate follow the mysterious man when he spent time alone in your room and presumably at that point stole Julia's wallet?
Admittedly, he was pretty high, and I'm
Which
gonna blame that.
guy?
Were you pissed at him? I'd be pissed at him.
I mean, like, I understood the fear. I wish he had done more, but I understood the fear, so I don't want to judge him super harshly.
You're easy.
If that
this guy
happened to me
Luke?
while I was high, I would have lost my goddamn mind.
He was just
Someone
like
coming
sort of
through my
stunned,
window and then
you know,
Yeah, he didn't
like
see.
fight,
He didn't see
flight
the
or
person.
freeze type thing.
Yeah.
He
I
was in, like,
presume we
freeze.
haven't gotten to that point in the story because Irish story. Welcome to Drew. But fucking, I don't think that the
Please don't
person
make
saw
that a
him
thing.
coming through the window.
Yeah, he just saw him like down the hallway,
You know
taking off his shoes.
You know what's beautiful about Irish story? It's a pre-existing term.
yeah, it's a separate thing.
It's a pre-existing term for a story that goes absolutely nowhere, and you have no idea how the moral of the story fits with the story itself.
that you keep embellishing with unnecessary details.
Yeah,
Like the whole cousin thing.
yeah, like the whole cousin thing.
But why? All right. Can I continue the story?
Please.
All right. So we figured out that that he got in, but we didn't know how, and we were all safe. And we're like, okay.
We figured out that we didn't know how he got in. You
We're
figured
like,
out that
okay.
he got in? Someone saw him inside, dude.
Okay.
Good job, Sherlock Holmes.
I think he got it.
The homeowner, the landlord guy, changed the password, so he can't. If he used the password to get in the front door, he can't do it again. We should be safe for the night. It's fine.
You got in again?
No, well, shut the fuck up. We did our New Year's night. We had our drinks. We had fun. Whatever. We wake up the next morning. Julia's credit card wasn't working. She couldn't do Uber. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna like look at my bank statement, see what the fuck's going on there.
Oh, no.
She had 2 charges from the Shell that was like right next door to the apartment. So we're like, we didn't go to Shell last night. What the fuck happened? That's when we figured out her wallet was missing. The only thing that was missing.
Everyone else still had their wallets.
Everyone
and stuff?
else
He
still
just-
had all their
yeah.
stuff. That was the only thing that was missing. So we're like, okay, I guess we're calling a bunch of people, cancel the credit card, cancel the debit card, call
Yeah.
the police, make a police report. It's a whole day spent on like phone calls. I wanted to go for a walk in Ottawa, but instead I spent like an hour and a half on the phone with the Ottawa
That's so
police department.
inconsiderate of her.
I
It
will
was
say,
inconsiderate of the fucking intruder, the thief.
I will say, first of all, welcome to 2022. Second of all, you were kind of spared because, like, walking into Ottawa in winter, you know.
It wasn't terrible
It's too
weather.
cold.
It's way
It's
too
too
cold.
It actually
It's
was
too cold.
kind
It's
of
a
nice.
fucking wind tunnel, dude.
Oh, speaking of, you had your hand up, but I'm gonna put a pin afterwards.
You had your hand up, but shut the fuck up. I'm continuing talking.
I'm curious to see like what became of talking with not the landlord, but like the Airbnb host about this.
Oh yeah, how'd you figure out that they came in through the window?
Well, if I was allowed to continue my story, I'd tell you.
Yeah, talk about the landlord in the window.
So we figured all
wardrobe.
that shit out, and we're like, okay, we need to get in
In the
contact.
Armoire.
We need to get in contact.
Oh my god, the landlord, the window, and the armoire. That's the fucking
title.
That's the title of the episode.
a spirit creature came in
Leslie
through the
gets
mirror.
the Amazon gift card.
Well done. All right.
So we contacted the landlord, and we're like, okay, you have to talk to the police. We know there's a camera like pointing at the front door, so we can see him like walking up, and we can see his face, and we can like identify him.
Also, did you guys save that video that your friend took of him? The video message?
It wasn't a video; it was a call, so it was not recorded.
Thank you
Because
for
it was-
calling it a video earlier.
It was a video call.
Oh shit, that was some shame. Holy shit.
He didn't send us a recording. He live FaceTimed
Okay.
us, so it wasn't like recording
Leslie,
the whole thing.
Leslie, you opened this podcast, you fucking like did a sick burn on Drew, and you named an episode. As of this episode, welcome to the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
All right, go on, Drew.
She's the one.
So he's like skimming through the video and whatever, and he found the video of this intruder guy leaving the apartment, but did not find video of him entering the apartment. There was no video of him coming up the stairs. So we're all like freaking out, like how the fuck did he get in? And then we like look out the window, and all the like screens, like the bug nets, are all torn off of the windows on the side. And we find, because we were like drunk and it was late, we didn't notice it before, there are 2 footprints on Julie and I's like bed sheets.
Oh, so he didn't.
So he
I
climbed
pictured
through our
the
window,
window was just sort of
stood on
here,
the
and the
bed.
bed was here. But no, he got into the window onto the bed.
And then climbed down and like went out
I see.
and then took off his shoes because I guess he thought nobody was home. But
So he's just sketchy.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we're like, okay, we don't really feel safe because somebody can just climb in through the fucking window. So we left and got a hotel. On our way out, we noticed there was a ladder leaning up against the wall where he could easily, because there was like a sort of half roof, like a little alleyway roof where the second story windows lined up. So he probably climbed up the ladder and then went in through the second story window that way.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to respect this guy. Like the grind that he
The
went
hustle?
through. Yeah, that's impressive.
This is a job.
I respect his strat of just like, yeah, I used to live here, just grabbing some things.
Please don't look at the bug snatcher on your window. Wow,
Oh, yeah.
what a bro.
But we got our refund, so.
Hey, kudos. The landlord was like, well, I guess since you got robbed.
I guess I'll give you your money back.
You said it had a good ending, though. Did you get the wallet back or something?
Did I say it had a good ending? I said it all worked out, like nobody got hurt, but
Yeah, when you say it all works out, usually that implies
That usually means the conflict is resolved.
when
Well,
sorry,
okay,
when I
so-
said it all worked out, I mean he got away with it.
the way it is right now,
It all worked
apparently
out for him.
He must have dropped the wallet like on a mailbox somewhere because Julia got a message being like, "Hey, I found your wallet."
Wait, so you didn't even include this when you fucking were like, it all ended well. It's like, did you get the wallet back? That wasn't the time to bring up, yes, she
Well,
did.
this is like the
But now
prologue.
this is the epilogue, dumbass! The prologue is, hey, I found Julia's wallet. I don't know how it's hers. She had that wallet for 3 years. Then the main meat of the story is some dude fucking sleeping dogs his way up the fucking roof and got onto your bed, claimed he used to live here, and then just like was like, oh yeah, can I just take a look in this one room? Apparently that's when he took the wallet, because he didn't think to grab the wallet when he first entered and left footprints on the bed. Your housemate high as a fucking kite going, sure dude, whatever you want. I'm a little baby bitch, go nuts with my house.
Yeah. Here's Julia's wallet.
All right, look, I might have misworded it. The epilogue.
Got it.
This is like the end of the third Lord of the Rings, where like there's like 16 different epilogues.
What are you talking about?
This is the first one.
Yeah, this is the first one. So somebody.
This is such an Irish story.
Somebody.
This is such a fucking
Somebody
Irish story.
contacted Julia, being like, "Yo, found your wallet. What do?" And so we got it mailed to her. So she has a
Mailed
wallet.
Well, Maxley, I guess we got it mailed to us.
all the
For
cards,
postage?
all the cards and shit are canceled. Like, there's no like the driver's licenses and stuff is like
Yeah.
renewed and all that stuff. But we heard from because we had to do like a police report and shit. We heard from the police that they identified the person who took the wallet,
Who is it?
but they don't know where they are. Well, they didn't tell us their name.
what
That's
the fuck do you mean?
confidential information.
Why
Are
the
you
fuck
serious?
Not? I want to know.
We're not
Yeah,
gonna,
if
like,
someone robbed me,
vigilante
I'd
that
like
shit.
to. Yeah, I'd like them to fucking face a trial. If they're like, we found out who did it. Oh, really? Who is it? So I can sue them. I'm not telling. It's confidential. It's between the police business.
Well, when they get caught, maybe we can ask. Or well, actually, we probably could have asked right away. I just didn't.
yes.
I just
Oh, you
didn't.
just did?
You just didn't. That's why you don't know the name.
I figured
How is
the epilogue really should end as, if Drew was negligent the whole time.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh my God.
Your housemate couldn't do anything because he was high. You were too drunk to see the footprints, and you didn't ask his name from the police. He literally got away with it because of you meddling kids.
What do you want me to do? So I figured if they were gonna tell me the name, they would have just told me. If I had asked, they would have been like, "Nah, well, like that's confidential while the investigation is ongoing."
Drew. Some people tell.
I've watched NCIS.
Some people tell Irish stories. You live them.
I don't know.
That's
Look,
really
that's
impressive.
That's basically the end of the story.
I wish I
Can
had your
stop
life.
talking about
It's so fucking funny. Even when tragedy strikes, you somehow manage to live it in the most comedic way possible. The fucking police are like, "We found out who it is," and you went, "Cool."
You know what? Good for you guys. Yeah.
Well, look, there's already two cases. There's a break and enter case. There's a credit fraud case.
And you just went.
We're not going to be like, "Oh, now I'm also going to sue you for damages that I don't have because
Just sue them
everything
for the
got
first
reimbursed."
two things.
The fucking credit card company reimbursed the two charges.
Oh, so
What
all's
they-
well. He can go and steal from someone else.
No, he's gonna get. The government's gonna come get him.
They know his name, so whenever he happens
Oh,
to
they
show
know
up
his name,
again,
the government. Yeah,
It's not gonna be a civil case.
Trudeau's
It's
gonna
be
wag
a
his
fucking-
finger in his face and go like, "All Canadians should be united on this day." Whatever the fuck. You don't know
People
what you're fucking.
kind.
Yeah, you don't know what you're fucking
And he's
talking
gonna
about.
hire a private jet or something.
Yeah, because it's 2015.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It's gonna be like a court case. It's not gonna be like a lawsuit. It's gonna be R versus whatever.
Lawsuits
the fuck his
are
name is.
court
It's a
cases.
small claims court, right? They
Lawsuit
didn't-
are court cases.
It's gonna be an R versus whatever his name is. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a Julia versus whatever his name
It's
is.
petty theft under 5,000, right?
Yeah. Well, I think credit card's a different. Credit fraud is a different thing, but it might also be lower because it's.
Yeah, I don't
under-
think this is small claims. Especially if it involves like fucking.
It's different than stealing.
That'd be too
Yeah.
bad, because then you could be on TV.
you could be on Judge Judy.
Did I ever tell you about the
Just
time
about.
that
I'm on the
we took a
TV.
field trip in my law class to the courtroom? Have I talked about that on the podcast?
This is going to be amazing already. Go
That's
ahead.
so exciting.
So it was grade 12, and the it was a law class, and the professor.
Sorry, is this the epilogue that you're telling?
This is a totally separate story. Totally separate
Yeah,
story.
this is the prologue.
The teacher was like, all right, this is like going to be a real courtroom. It's going to be pretty dry. I just want to give you like what an actual court's going to be looked at. It's probably going to be like speeding tickets or like parking tickets that people are contesting, something like that. So we're like, okay, it's just a field trip, whatever. So we go, and I think second case that came up was this guy who started screaming at the judge. They played the like police recording of like, "My brother's gonna try to kill me, like I'm in serious danger," and the judge was like, "Are you pressing charges against your brother?" And he's like, no, it was just like a misunderstanding. And it was this like legitimate like Judge Judy like TV level court case.
Damn.
And my teacher was just like, yeah, anyway, we're going back to the school now.
That's
Shit
fun.
got way more intense than they expected.
I don't think they do attempted murder on Judge Judy.
Well, okay, maybe it was a different show.
Like a fictional show?
No, I can say, like the level of theatrics. I want to get as pedantic with Drew as possible, but I will give him this one.
Okay.
That was not an
Basically,
Irish story.
The guy got kicked out of the court,
which is impressive for him. Yeah, go on.
That's
That's it.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I went on the same trip despite not being in a law class.
You were there?
No, not at the same time.
Why
as
were you in Cambridge?
Well, number one, I am older than you. Or sorry, you are
are
older
not
than me.
older than me.
Yeah, you're old. You're 1 year older than me. Number two, it was in St. Catharines, and number three, it was fucking because. What? What's up?
You were there?
Number three, it was because the law class. You know how like there's a bare minimum of students that can go on a trip. They can't just take 2 kids on a field trip.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be like a pinball scenario.
We're taking you to a field trip to Baskin Robbins.
To my house.
To my basement.
Anyway, we
Put
rented
these
a
on.
party bus. with some fun handcuffs. They're pink and fuzzy. Anyway, so fucking drink this. Does it taste like a margarita? So fucking yeah. So our law class had one less student than needed, and she was also my history teacher, and she was just straight up like, if you wanted to go on this trip, you can get out of school. And I was like, sign me the fuck up, baby! And so I went to, not only was it dry, but no court cases were happening that day. So,
just a
Just
tour.
showed up, looked around a court, and then left?
we went to different places. I think I got separated from the group somehow, and I ended up in the archives. And
Ooh, that's cool.
I know for a fact, I don't have a lot of celebrity relative claims to fame. Probably the best one that I've got is A.Y. Jackson from the Group of Seven. Which is cool. It's cool for Canada. If you're outside Canada and you're listening to this, you're not going to get that.
Some painters.
And speaking of quasi-famous, if you know them already, Canadians that you won't know of, I'm also related to Isabelle Laborde, who is the writer of The Trial of Stephen Truscott. And if you're super into Canadian law, which you are not, haha, apparently, Stephen Truscott was a 14-year-old that was falsely accused of murdering a 12-year-old girl. And he was like straight up sentenced to life in prison, even though there was like no evidence that could condemn him. And my great grandmother wrote a book that basically was like, actually, that is wrong. And the book was so successful in Canada that the case was reopened and he was found to be not guilty.
Nice.
Hey,
So
that kid's life.
which is funny because apparently, on a personal level, she was one of the most horrible, lacking in empathy human beings on the planet.
It was more about the like the
I could get
mechanics of the
famous.
case.
Yeah.
Justice was not served. but fuck you.
Objectively, this is wrong. I'd like to see the kid rot as much as anyone else, but
It was more about the actually than it was about saving the kid.
I mean, maybe it was also about saving the kid and she just hated her family. Who fucking
Fair,
knows?
Yeah. She hated her family by putting a murder back on the streets.
Come for my family next, she whispers in the fucking ear. Anyway, so yeah, I asked for like some recordings of that trial, and the archivist, who was bored out their gourd, was like, oh, sure, I'll gladly. What's your email address? Oh, sending the email.
Attention!
Yeah. And then they just sort of went back to slumping in their seats, probably post-orgasm or something like that. While I looked around the archives, went, now the rest of this is boring, and I don't have a background in law. I know what none of this is.
Post-orgasm? Did they orgasm by sending you an email?
Yes, that was the joke. Welcome to how I talk.
Okay, just checking.
Just that's cool though. I like that.
It's a good
That's
joke,
one of the
yeah.
wacky things he says.
Yeah, that's probably like a solid 5 or 6 on the scale.
I was gonna say 4, but fine.
I'd give it a 5. Orgasming from sending an email.
That's pretty weird.
It has
I'd give it
implications. It has
higher
Like
than
in
that.
front
Yeah.
of like a 17-year-old.
Oh.
Like that makes
I
it
probably
worse.
was. I could have been 18 at the time. Not to mention the age of consent is 16 in Canada. Don't get me
Like,
wrong. I
with
get that
some,
I'm a
like,
4 even by
limitations.
saying that, but
Isn't there like limitations to that?
no. There's limitations for younger ages.
It's just hard 16?
Hard 16. You're
Weird.
Stop
I thought it
saying
was
that.
like
Don't say
Don't say that anymore.
so the limitations are
it was like
thusly.
16 if you're like below 18.
If you're 12, you can have sex with a 13-year-old. If you're 13, you can have sex with a 12 or 14-year-old.
Daryl doesn't like this conversation.
It's the laws of your own country, dude.
Okay.
15
great.
and 16, like, basically at any age in high school is permitted at that point. And then 15, any age in high school is permitted. 16, anything goes except for fucking
Weirdos.
authority
People older
based.
than 18.
Right.
Authority based. No,
No?
if you're 60, you can have sex with a 16-year-old in Canada.
Yeah,
As
see-
long as you're not their teacher.
Yeah, as long as you're not teacher, boss, coworker, anything that has inherent power over someone else. Even therapist, you can legally have sex with them, but not if they're 19 or below. So it's not even 18, it's 19. Which means if you're in university and you have sex with your TA when you're 18, you could accidentally have broken the law.
Yikes.
Yeah, couldn't imagine being that guy.
What's that like?
Wouldn't know, as someone who's actually broken the law. Of all the laws I want to admit that I broke on this podcast, granted I was on the other end, I don't want to say that I broke age of consent laws.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not to mention, I believe the TA was also like, there was some sort of like loophole, and they were like fucking 20. So like, the fuck was I? If I was doing such things, I mean.
Yeah.
What the fuck was-
Hypothetically.
Yeah. I also had sex with someone who was 24 when I was fucking like 18 that summer. It's still not weird, in my opinion, because I was 18.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing is like 18's fine as an age of consent. 16's a little weird. I'm
Yeah.
surprised there's not limitations to that, but other than the normal limitations.
I kind of, on some level, understand the logistics of it, because everyone assumes that it's, like, tied to high school. But if you remove the idea of, like, when you're in high school, it does make some weird sense. Honest to God, if it wasn't 16, I'd want it to be higher than 18.
It's
Straight
like
up.
a
With
maturity thing,
Romeo
though.
with Romeo and Juliet laws. I love the Romeo and Juliet laws in Canada, because high school age people will have sex.
Yeah.
That is an inevitability.
That's why I'm fine with that. Like,
Yeah.
with the restrictions or whatever, because, like, it's not about whether they're horny or not. It's about whether they're
Yeah.
mature enough. So, like,
That's why I kind of like the idea of having, like, an age of consent that goes up to 20 with allowances for, like, if you're 19, you can have sex with, say, like, I don't fucking know, like 18, 20, or 21, but not 22 or something like that.
that just feels too arbitrary to me.
I think
That's why I
think
think
it,
18's fine. I don't know, like...
but that's arbitrary too. We just have different limitations of what feels
Fair.
right to us.
Yeah, fair.
Like, I can only
I
imagine
don't
how
really have,
difficult
like,
it is to
scientific-
draft the fucking age of consent laws in
Yeah.
Canada or any place, because apparently in the States it's by state. Mm-hmm. So, like,
Which is also weird.
yeah, it's just
But-
that
Well,
sort
like
of
in
thing.
Kentucky, the age of consent is 14.
Is it?
Yes. But the age of consent
Look, it has
in,
to.
Oh, I don't like
in
that.
like New York State, I believe, is
18?
19?
Oh, is it 19?
19? Yeah. The drinking laws are 21, but
Yeah, and that's pretty much across the whole country. That's the weird thing about the United States. Almost it's like every state but one, I think, has a drinking law of 21. And I think like either Maine or Rhode Island is the one exception, I believe.
It's like, get fucked up.
Yeah, I guess.
In Maine.
What else are you gonna do?
Fucking disgusting. For the record, when we brought up age of consent, Luke didn't make such a disgusting face.
Bad and I.
Maine is just
Maine
that
is
gross.
grossing him out.
Anyway,
Just like
Anyway,
Yeah.
off
old
this
beaches.
topic.
fucking yeah, it's so weird that like everyone in the U.S. agrees like no 21 for drinking, and it's like but when can you like when can you fuck? And all the states
When can you
went
fuck a 30-year-old.
well, and Kentucky went 14. Just gonna say 14.
You can judge me all you want.
Like I'm pretty sure if that's true, because that surprised me, because I thought the lowest I went is 16, and I'm pretty sure that must be the one state where it goes to 14.
I think so. There might be another southern state that's under the age of 16, but yeah.
That's
it's
fucking weird. Like, so I totally get why like age of consent being 14 for like fully formed adults to fuck is weird, because like 14 is another one of those. Remember?
You have the body of a child.
Yeah, remember when I was talking about how 16 or not 16, fucking 11-year-olds are annoying, grade 6s?
Yeah, why do you want to spend time
Yeah, it's
with
not
them?
that far
Yeah,
off.
why do you want to spend time with a fucking like 9th grader and have sex with them? Like fucking I've gone through the messages I've sent when I was in 9th grade and I was like, geez, I can't believe people my age wanted to fuck me back. Like I was just genuinely repulsive, and so was everyone my age. And I reconnected with someone from high school who was like sort of like maligned as a slut, and as a result they didn't take off their shirt in front of another human being despite having sex with other people until like 2 or 3 years out of high school, because they felt so ashamed of being a slut for having sex, which is a fucking shame, I add, that like people are that ashamed of their own urges. She was female, because of course, like you're only gonna shame the
instinctively
women.
all knew that.
Yeah, both
Yeah.
the slut thing and also the shirt thing. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like a swimming thing. If a guy doesn't take off his shirt, it's
Yeah,
not a
fair
sex
enough.
thing.
Fair enough. At any rate,
It's a man boobs kind of thing.
yeah. Oh, don't I know it, dude? Anyway, yeah, and I was just like thinking about like how fucking like how just shameful things are, and like how stupid we were in high school, and how like
Yeah, we're all trying to figure shit out in high school.
if that's the one thing that I don't get about like those do it again, like transport back in time to high school memories stories, because they usually transport back to high school and they usually enter like a romantic / sexual relationship with someone. And if I was 40 and I was suddenly 16 again, I think I'd be abstinent for the rest of high school. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said what? Would you
Daryl
would you not?
disagrees.
Yeah. Are you going Kentucky with this?
No, I just don't understand like how this would happen.
It's
you're 40,
it's a
but then you
fictional
turn
story.
16.
There's
I
a movie, Zac Efron 17 again.
Zac
again.
Afro.
Zac
Also,
Efron.
both Freaky Fridays.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories. In fact, there's a whole, like, I forget what it's called, but there's, like, a Japanese word for the type of story where someone is sent back in time to high school days
Really
and has to relive their
categorizing
life.
things, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Jidaigeki and Jedi-geki. I learned that in school.
Are you talking about wuxia? Because that's a Chinese term.
You were asking about the
said Japanese
floppy
before.
Spider-Man.
I did
Yeah,
not.
that too.
Oh, the Japanese Spider-Man. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wuxia, I did not say Japanese.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think there's such a thing as a Japanese wuxia film, because it's, like, distinctly Japanese style. Wuxia has, like, very specific tones to it.
Oh.
Because it usually wants to embody, like, the morals of Kung Fu, and they're not the same as the morals of Karate or something like that.
Yeah.
Some good shit.
You got it.
You're looking at... You're giving me the suspicious eye.
I think it's the yeah, sure, dude.
Fair enough. At any rate, yeah, if I was taken back into high school, I don't care if I'm like 14 or 18. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to look straight forward and maybe get a girlfriend in university.
Yeah.
We'll ride this one out, I think.
Yeah. I wouldn't want... And I'm not going to ride this one out, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it would be really nice to like reconnect with a bunch of people that I accidentally said the wrong shit to in high school.
In this hypothetical story, are you going back to your old high school?
Yes.
Or okay.
Where I'm not resuming in 2022.
Yeah, he's like
in
going
high
back
school.
in
Like
time.
you're not just becoming a 6-year-old right now.
Yeah, no, I am
Like a bunch of
back
random
to my 16-year-old self, but with the memories and knowledge of... Okay, there's a complicated thing. Is it creepy because I have, like, the body of, like, a fucking, like, this-year-old, and therefore
It's the
different
maturity
if...
thing. It's like the
Yeah, so there's what I'm thinking. If I'm transported back to my old body, is my brain undeveloped and I have the
True.
less maturity, and it's now
Yeah, like, if
okay
you're
for me
going
to
through-
search for people my own age?
if you're going
Yeah.
through puberty with like all the hormones flooding your body and stuff.
Exactly.
Are you
You're-
the same person?
You're getting erections like 5 times a minute.
That's just me now.
Doing group
I didn't
projects.
do that.
What were you like in high school then?
Worse,
times
believe it or not.
Doing.
It would be cool if I couldn't get it up in high school, and then like I got older, and it's like, "Doing," and I was like,
Why would that be
yes,
cool.
because I don't know, I'm defying the expectations. I'm Benjamin Buttoning.
Yeah.
Benjamin
Your
Buttoning.
dick is Benjamin Button.
It's what I call it.
Starts off all wrinkled.
Hey, can I fight you on the
No.
winter thing? Why not?
Why with the winter thing?
Yeah, I want to present new arguments for the winter debate that I keep bringing up
the
every
nighttime
podcast.
versus daytime thing.
No, that was last month's theme.
What's the current theme?
Yeah,
All right,
what is
so-
the winter debate?
So here we go. We're opening up the fresh wound of the winter debate.
Oh my god.
Because all of you fucking love winter and I don't.
is
right.
the winter debate now the new Regis
That's Velcro.
Philbin?
Okay. Regis Philbin. There we go. We said it. There we go. We did it. Quota.
Hey.
Okay, so thank you for reminding me. Fucking cleaning off the car.
Oh.
I don't think you can fight me on this
No,
one.
I don't think I can fight you on. It's not fun. It's miserable. It takes way more time out of your day. Sometimes you have to like let your engine heat up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's not a good part of winter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's not saying everything about winter is superior to other seasons.
No, but I'm maintaining that all of these compounded things makes winter, just as a collective of all of these things, inferior to summer, in my opinion.
What about just speaking of cars?
Yeah.
What about the gross, like stale air in the summer when you go into your car after it's been like out in the sun for so long?
Or
And
if you're wearing
steering
shorts
wheel's
and you
hot,
sit on the seat.
Steering
and
wheel
you
hot.
burn your
Aye.
legs.
Steering wheel hot is very annoying. The car smell, the like stale air car smell thing. I've got an interesting answer to that.
You better not say you like that smell.
It's nostalgic for me.
No,
I kind of fuck
it's
with
the
it too. I'm not
worst.
gonna
Thank
lie.
you.
It's the worst.
Yeah, but you have bad opinions about things. You think that 1 on a scale of 10 is 0%. Why would I listen to you? All right, another thing I want to say about
Hold on,
winter.
hold on. No, I'll back Drew up on this.
Hell,
I don't care if you will. Anyway, another thing. All right.
No,
you wanna
you're wrong.
You want to say anything more, or just I'll back Drew up on this? Remember, you're backing up Drew on an argument on credit 0.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
He looks a lot more nervous for anyone who can't see Daryl's
Sometimes
face
Drew
now.
needs support, and I'm
you.
here to support.
His eyes
you.
are shifting from
like
side
a
to side.
good improviser would.
Oh, get called out, bitch.
Are you saying I'm a bad improviser?
Maybe. Is that one of my shitty takes?
Yes. We're all good improvisers. We're in this troupe together. I thought you enjoyed my style.
That's fair. I will support you in that.
Thank you. All right. So, I also want to ask, I'll concede with the hot steering wheel there.
Do you have two health cards?
Huh?
Do you have 2 health cards?
No, just a driver's license. One was blue, one was green.
Are you okay, Daryl?
Do you
As
not
they
have
are in Ontario.
Wait, hold on. Does the Uber driver not know the difference between a fucking health card and a driver's license?
It was the same Trillium thing. I couldn't see anything.
Because driver's license has the Trillium thing.
Sorry, carry on.
That's the provincial flower. It's illegal to pick them.
Is it?
I think that's actually just a thing that people told you in school.
Yeah, it's an urban. I got told that same thing.
I thought it was like a bylight, like you get a ticket, because it takes like 15 years to bloom.
I think if you're like uprooting them and shit, like that's.
I'm gonna fucking
good.
like go in front of
But-
Doug Ford's house, plant some trilliums, water them, then when he's going out for work one day, blast the Littlest Hobo theme from my fucking phone and pick the trilliums.
Nice.
Thank you. It's a classic Canadian fucking show.
I do want to watch it. I've never seen it before.
I've seen it
it's
before.
cute.
It's fun. It's like, you have to turn your brain off, but it's still fun.
That's fine.
Okay, wearing gloves and like the consequences of not doing such in winter sucks. The fact that like if you're carrying home groceries, I was talking about like the slippery roads and something and all that stuff. Somehow you didn't concede on that point, as if it's equally bad in the summer. I guess.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, slippery roads suck.
Well, you're conceding to it this
When
point.
did I defend slippery roads?
You were saying that it was somehow worse in summer. I forget how.
Flop.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney alert. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's the Mitt Romney bell.
Is that a different bell?
You can decide. Yes or no.
Yes.
All right, then it's a different bell.
Mormon
It's as easy as that.
It's the Mormon.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, wearing gloves and like otherwise like not feeling. There's only one season where you'll lose feeling in your fingers if you're carrying groceries home, and that's fucking winter.
Depends on how much groceries you're carrying. Sometimes I carry a lot, and I cut off.
Are
the
you?
circulation
Is this
in my
seriously your
fingers.
counter argument?
No, that's just a
Pedantic
addendum.
point.
Yeah.
All right, fine. A pedantum.
A pedantum.
We should invent that word. That's so
Pedantum.
useful. Like something that you add on to finish it, but it doesn't actually change the lay of the land. A pedantum.
Or
Write
it could
it
be
down.
a pedantalum because it swings from one to the other.
Flip
That's
flop.
terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
And
Daryl.
it's easier to pronounce.
Anyway, you don't like gloves, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that
I don't like the fact that I have to wear them, and I don't like the fact that I will lose, because of the cold, I will lose feeling in my fingers, and you get that blasted, heated feeling in your hands from the blood rushing back in.
I actually like that feeling.
Yeah, that's not bad. Unless you're
I like
running.
that feeling.
Okay, well, aside from the blasted heat, the actual cold itself in the first place, surely you don't like.
That goes to the point of it's easier to put on more layers than it is to take off layers. It's the same argument, it's just for a different body part.
Is that seriously your argument with fucking gloves? I'm not
Yeah,
wearing
like,
gloves all the fucking time.
If it's hot as fuck in the summer and your hands are all clammy and sweaty and gross,
That's not
you
nearly
can't
as
do
bad
anything
as
about
getting
it.
frostbite in 7 minutes in minus 16-degree weather.
so
you
dress
you
appropriately.
colossal dumbass. Is that your fucking argument?
My argument is you have ways to deal with the cold, you don't have ways to deal with the hot.
You don't have to deal with the hot because when you're carrying your fucking like groceries back in the summer, you're not worried about your hand fucking getting irreplaceably damaged by frostbite or the equivalent of such in the 10 minutes it takes to walk back. Meanwhile, you run a genuine risk of getting frostnip in Canada's coldest temperatures in winter just carrying your groceries back.
It sounds like your problem with winter is your refusal to take responsibility to deal with the problems that winter has.
Duffel bag. Duffel fucking bag.
Stuff full of
That was
sauce.
a lumpy argument.
That's just such a fucking like that's such a fucking yeah, we still have COVID because some people don't wear their masks argument. You're a fucking liberal is what you are.
Yeah, thanks, Lib.
I'm with Drew.
Why?
Yeah, couple of
How are you
snowflakes
supporting
right
him on
here.
like it's weird. Daryl will support Drew on his worst argument. Or sorry, no, not his worst. His like really bad arguments, not his drop dead worst ones, and not his good ones. You'll somehow
Just the
oppose him on the
middle of the
good
road ones.
Yeah. Even he admits it.
Well, Drew, if you can't back up your arguments too, I might just flip flop.
No, I can back
Hey,
up
Romney.
the argument.
I really appreciate that you will like concede that some of your arguments may have holes in them. And for that reason, I'm madder at Daryl than you on a
I'm
permanent
not going to
basis.
tell you which arguments have holes in them, but there are
I
definitely
don't
some.
care. The fact that you do it in the first place shows your humanity, and Daryl has none. So
Daryl's a robot.
I argue with you, but I'm mad at Daryl.
Oh,
Can we shake
poor
on
Daryl.
it?
I don't want to support you in that. Poor Daryl.
You don't have to support me.
Okay, just shake your hand. That's fine.
There we go.
You support him. How you doing?
We all saw the handshake.
You don't support me anymore.
What's your greatest superpower that's kind of like lame? I've got one.
Okay, say yours so that I know what you're talking about.
All right, so my greatest lame superpower is, you know when like you're drinking something and like it gets caught in your throat and you're like, and you kind of like it spills out of your mouth and it's kind of like unfortunate gross. Yeah. I have an ability to go, oh no, I'm choking, but I'm not going to cough. I'm going to calmly swallow this first. And then once it's all swallowed, go,
So you don't spit anything out.
yeah, I managed to
You
conceal
just reorder
coughs.
it,
Your
basically.
gag reflex.
But it's not my gag reflex, because I have the weakest gag reflex on the planet. It hurts brushing my teeth.
How far do you brush your
That's
teeth?
what I was gonna
Just like do the normal. That's why I have such a terrible
goes
gag
way
reflex.
past.
I gotta get the back of my tongue.
It's because I still got my wisdom teeth in, so it's like it's decently far
okay.
back.
Just far enough to clean my uvula.
Yeah,
Give it a little polish.
it's shiny. I open my mouth, it's like white. Anyway, that's my lame superpower. I can
okay.
conceal choking. As far as I thought everyone could do this, and then like when I started choking at one point, like I think it was in front of like Kate. I don't know if I need to bleep that name out, but whatever. I just sort of like she asked me something, and I just went. And just sort of stared straight forward. I just gave her like the hold on a second hand motion and just sort of like swallowed and then started choking like a madman. And she said, what was that? And I was like, oh, I was choking. She's like, how did you not choke when you had drink in your mouth? I call bullshit. I was like, no, I just swallowed it before. And she's like, no one can do that. And then it was like, wow, superpower. What's your greatest lame superpower?
Mine's superpower is a strong word, but mine's also really gross. I have generally very powerful sneezes. Like some people go "Choop," and it's just like a sound, but I like spray basically. So if I really don't want to like hawk a loogie out of my nose, I can cough at the same time and it'll like separate the force.
It'll just be a
And
big
it just-
combo of.
So I'll get
And just a bunch of droplets and hot air
no,
comes out?
nothing comes out. It gives me the satisfaction of sneezing.
So literally
but I go
only...
and
So literally only hot air comes out?
yeah.
So basically, you like sneezing is the same thing as you telling your stories.
Heyo!
Oh! Somebody else tell a fucking stupid superpower.
Anybody else got one?
Snowflake.
What gross thing can you do, Leslie?
I'll have to decide in the editing room if I'm going to censor that or not.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Say snowflake instead.
Yeah. Anything else?
Fucking just like
literally-
wait, Leslie, can you please just like go like snowflake? Just I'll put it over.
Snowflake.
Good, there you go.
It's really aggressive.
All right. Anybody else got a lame superpower?
Sure. Does you want to go first?
I'm still trying to think of mine.
Yeah, I do, but I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. I shit like 10 times a day.
That is a power.
It is.
Yeah.
That's super.
Yeah.
So all of ours are getting increasingly grosser. I've noticed.
Yeah.
I don't even think mine was that gross.
I learned in grade 2 how to swallow yawns.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that like people can't really
killed
see
Santa.
unless they're looking for it.
Mr. Arpeggio, or whatever his name is, taught me as we were playing pinball.
Mr. Arpeggio.
Yeah.
I can also keep along with the kind of nasty theme that we're getting.
Nasty. Mr. Potter.
Did I send you that?
No.
Send me there.
Yeah, all right, I'll send that to you. No, wait, once we're finished the podcast. I send people a fun
Priorities.
message. I don't think you ever check mine, so I didn't send you it.
No, I don't. That's true.
I have like gastrointestinal reflux problems, GERD stuff, whatever.
GERD.
But so basically,
GERD.
GERD.
Get GERD.
I have GERD.
So like if I stand up too fast or if I like
If I stand up too fast, I get girded like no one's business. Gird. I gotta stand up. Gird.
It's a sound you make when you're like lightheaded and about to fall over.
You're a bit of a gird nerd.
Couple of girds.
So what is girding exactly?
Well, that's just like acid reflux problems and stuff like that, and
No.
trouble keeping stuff down, if you know what I mean.
It's when you gird from the
but
inside.
not that bad. It's
So you
just,
just throw up?
Like, you know when you throw up in your mouth accidentally sometimes?
Yeah.
Like you burp or you get a little vial in
This
there
is
or
getting
something.
grosser.
I get that more often than the average person. I can just swallow it. Drink some water.
Like all that like acid burny feeling.
Yep.
You got one, Daryl?
Yeah, so actually I have like a dual one because they're both similar. So like along the lines of the
Girds
sneeze
in your
thing.
herd.
It doesn't have to be gross. Yeah.
It's not that gross. So along the lines of the sneeze thing, I can hold my sneeze until there's a Kleenex around. So like sometimes like when I feel the sneeze in my nose, like I'm just about to sneeze, I can hold it at that apex.
And you can still sneeze afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
Whoa,
That's the
that's cool.
closest to a legitimate superpower of any of ours.
Yeah, and so the second one is, have you guys ever popped your ears? Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean when I say that?
Yeah.
So like you hold your nose and then you sort of apply pressure so that you can.
Okay,
You know,
ew, I hate forcing it like that. I thought you meant like with elevation and stuff when you get the build-up.
no, but like the doctors that I talk to, have told me that this is a good way to release any liquids that are stuck in your eustachian tube.
Yeah, Daryl's Scientology doctors told him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like bitter. It's like you're jealous of his doctors.
The doctors he won't let me see.
Anyways, I have a lot of blockages in my eustachian tube, so this is
Nice.
a technique that you're supposed to do.
Got a lot of blockage in my ears. That's hot.
Just the
Sometimes it is.
continued disinterest from Leslie. Nice. Cool.
Next subject.
Go on.
So when I pop my ears, I can't pop it out of this ear, my left ear anymore. It comes out of my eyelid.
Oh.
I used to do that when I was
Liquid
a kid.
comes out of your eyelid?
Air.
Air.
Oh.
Yeah, if you plug your ears and your nose and just blow really hard
I remember
with your
doing that
mouth
when I was, like,
closed,
5.
you can feel like little bits of air coming through your eyes.
Can you like cool down your soup like that? Just like
Why'd you want to?
look at me that look.
You fucking sociopath.
You're on a date, lady. Is your soup a little too hot?
Oh god. That's so fucking
Allow
gross.
me.
Pulls back glasses.
Hey, pulls off glasses. Leslie's glasses fell.
Yeah, so I don't have to block my ears in order to do that. I just have to block my nose, and air comes out of my left eye.
That's so twisted though.
Yeah.
I'm amazed.
I'll put my finger up to your left eye and I'll feel the
Are you-
Oh god. Ah, I can hear it! Ah! It sounds like the slightest squirting sound. Get up to the mic and do that.
No.
No,
I think-
get up to the mic and do that.
I think that was the
man.
sound of his nose.
I really hope that does not come across. I really hope nobody has to
didn't
listen to
hear it.
that.
Oh, editor me, I'm so sorry. Anyone listening to this podcast on the way to work,
Bass boost that shit.
feel free to... Yeah, let's play it again.
Oh, this is my jam.
There it is.
So, Luke, you just came back. So, my superpower is that I can unblock my ears,
Yeah.
unblock my nose, and then air comes out of my left eye.
Whoa.
And that's what's been making that sound.
You can
That's
okay.
a break in your sinus.
More amazingly, the dude can hold in a sneeze and like not sneeze and wait until a later moment and still sneeze.
Strange.
To be
That one's
fair,
cool.
We have established. To be fair, we have established that his household has a lot of Kleenex nearby at all times.
Yeah, cleaners.
Kleenex nearby.
Yeah, cleaners.
When did we
Oh
establish
yeah,
that?
because you wipe your ass with it.
Oh, all right.
It's just like
Oh,
sitting in
dude.
the living room.
I was cheating on you all and fucking like doing a fun rehearsal with Improv Niagara.
Oh.
And at one point, near the end of a fucking meeting, a guy also named, I'm not sure if he's cool with me saying this, another guy named Paul lets out this giant gassy fart in the middle of our meeting, or not in the middle, like right at the end when we're like doing any other business, and then everyone's going out and like the head honcho Bree is like, does anyone want to go out to like a bar or something tonight after the meeting? And Paul goes, nah, I'm gonna go straight home if that's okay. Tino, the troublemaker of the group, goes like, yeah, I bet Paul's going straight home. He needs to wipe his ass. It's such a dick thing to say.
Already so self-conscious about it.
I gotta go.
No, it was not like that. It was like one of those like,
What was the group's reaction when he did?
yeah.
They all just lean into it. You sucker.
Yeah. Everyone was like, yeah. And like Tina was like, yeah.
Yeah, I got a line for that later.
And just the fact that Paul was just like, yeah, I gotta go home, and just Tino just barely coming out the door in time to catch him saying that was like, yeah, he needs to go home to wipe his ass.
Anyway, see you next week.
Such a confident delivery.
Speaking of guys named Paul being embarrassing in public,
Uh-oh.
I think something.
I wasn't being embarrassing.
I know, I'm kidding.
So on the way here, I stopped by a gas station, and this is a really easy, simple story, and it's just like, I don't remember it in its entirety at this point, just because, like, it was so weird when it happened. But I went into a gas station, and I go inside to pay because the insert function on my debit card doesn't work that well, so I usually like to do tap instead.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, the chip is, like, dirty around the edge.
Yeah.
And, like,
We encounter a lot at work. If you wipe it with some cleanser, some hand sanitizer,
Some lotion.
that
Some
can
lotion.
help.
I have fucking tried.
Okay.
I have fucking tried. The most annoying thing is at
gotta
gas
use more
stations
lotion.
where it's like, please insert card. And so I insert the card. And then it's like, okay, give your PIN, beep, 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 beep. Please select the amount you want, this amount. And it's like, processing, please remove card. Card removed, transaction canceled.
I hate I've had that.
And it's like, first of all, you asked me to remove the card. And second of all, did the transaction go through and you just ate my money for no reason? I'll never know until I get home, you bitch.
Check my statements.
So at this point, I just go straight in and just go like, hi, can I get $30 a regular on pump number? Who the fuck even cares? And then I just tap it and go out. And so this time, there was just like a person working behind the desk, and there was this like really hunched over, like Quasimodo adjacent woman.
Quasimodo looking bitch.
Yeah, this Quasimodo looking old bitch with their big old
Paul language.
big old baggy pussy hanging out. And she was just like,
Call her out on her pussy like that.
and she was like facing the cashier going, thank you so much for the decision. I really do appreciate it. And she was like, yeah, have a nice day. And she went off towards the Mr. Coffee or whatever. And I was like, hey, $30 a regular on pump number 3. Sure, debit, please. Beep. And as I was leaving, the door was open, so I heard this as the door was closing and I was going out. The woman returned to the cashier and just went, can I ask you a question? And she went, yeah. And she said, that young man there, why does he look like that? And then the door closed right after she asked that. So I didn't get to hear the answer. I didn't get nothing. I couldn't just like reopen the door and be like, excuse me, without being very obvious about it. So I just had to like do the walk of shame back to my car going, okay,
What did that mean?
Was it the headband? Was it the iPods? Was it the jacket? Was it something I'm not aware of?
I feel like when you list that many things worth noticing about yourself, you kind of get a whole picture of why she was confused.
Maybe? But
Probably all of those things.
Yeah.
this is just quirky. It's not like illegal.
She's old.
She's
got
old.
a flabby vagina.
True, that's misogynist.
Did you know that when you're old, if you don't exercise your pelvic muscles enough,
Muffles.
Then
Then your pussy gets
muscles
real loud.
That's not. There's no muffler on.
no, it can just fall right out. Like your uterus can just.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Like there's a lot of like
You gotta swallow before you choke,
You
Paul.
broke Paul. Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, no, I heard that too. That like a lot.
There's a name for it. I don't know what it's called, but it happened to my friend's grandma, and I was like, no fucking way. And I was like, I'm so sorry, but what the hell?
There's like that, but the thing is that like the teenage boy fantasy of like, oh yeah, I'm a gynecologist. I'll like look at pussies all day. But half your job is like old ladies
Yeah.
like, I need help. Help! Put it back in! Please!
She's like holding her uterus in her arm. Please, can you sew it back together?
Oh my god.
The whole vagina's out.
Just in the waiting room. Oh, how old is he? Oh, never mind.
The sound effects you made was so real and gross that I never want you to do that again, Leslie. I hope to God
don't
the
know if it
microphone
picked
didn't
it up
catch
yet.
that. This has been the January episode.
Yeah,
I'm saying goodbye now.
that's about all we can handle for today.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, we should say our names.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, okay,
You're
bye.
bye. Bye.